Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's your boys. We are back in the building. The Pod About It crew is here. Y'all thought it wasn't going to happen. Duck thought it wasn't going to happen. G thought it wasn't going to happen. But I got permission from his missus, and she was like, go on, let the party keep rocking. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight, man? What's going on with y'all?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
Duck, you sitting in new digs, man? Where you at? You bought a new house or something?
It's the same house. I'm just utilizing more of the space. That's all.
Wow. Okay. I'm kind of feeling the setup. Everything is clear.
Hey, listen. This is not complete. I got.
Oh no. I'm thinking.
It's going to be stuff on the wall. I got a jersey behind me that's going to be on the wall. It's framed. It's just not up. My projector is projecting right now. I don't know how.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you how old I am and how long I've been podcasting. Right. I can tell you there is not a single piece of carpeting in the room that you're in. Not only that, I can tell you that the only fabric that is probably in the room that you're in right now is what you're wearing.
Why? Because of the echo?
Yes. It's not that it's an echo, it's the way the sound is.
I'm gonna prove you wrong right now on the second one.
Oh,
fabric. Boom.
This mother.
I used it on my back, but yeah.
So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna get you a nice big green screen. We'll put it up on the wall behind you, so that'll be your backdrop. You can edit that and everything. And we'll get you some surround. Matter of fact, I have one actually. I'll just give it to you next time I see you. It surrounds your microphone with like a little pop filter, like this little thing here. But I have a stand that it can go on instead, and so it'll kind of absorb some of that extra empty ambiance and empty noise that's in the background. Now, it's not that you sound bad. We can hear you clearly and everything, but it sounds like you're in a big hollow room.
Yeah.
You know what else? My dog's other cot is up here too. That's another piece of fabric. So you just
that does not count. That doesn't count. That's not noise absorbing. I know what those cots are made out of, and the sound will bounce off of those. That's more of like a nylon cotton blend. It's not.
There is a carpet in the next room that wasn't here.
I didn't say nothing about that. Are you in the next room?
No, I'm saying, do you want me to go grab it and drag it in?
I mean, if you're gonna wrap it around the microphone, then yeah. But if not, then it's
cool. Put a sock on your mic.
Put a sock on your mic.
And that's not a euphemism.
I'm so comfortable right now. I'm wearing gym shorts and no socks.
So G, before the cameras started rolling, I felt like you were kind of coming at my man.
No. I was admiring his unbotheredness. Like, you ever seen somebody that's just like, he looked real nice. Like his buzz, whatever he was sipping or whatever, I saw it in his eyes. I was like, all right, my boy up here, he relaxed. Like, that's that look of, I am relaxed, I'm unbothered. Tell the people what you're drinking.
I'm drinking a dark and stormy. I'm slightly bothered, but not for the most part. I am relaxed. I am relaxed. No bills are immediately due, and I'm happy about that.
Well, your posture, your facial expression, oozes. I'm on another level. I'm nice right now.
The only bother, and I've done this before, but not with me 2 levels up. My baby is still awake. I got her downstairs watching her favorite show. Normally, this hour, she'll fall asleep within the next half hour. So, and that was the compromise. Hey, what it was I started putting her in her pajamas, and she started whining immediately. And I was like, okay, so do you go in bed, or do you want to go sit on the couch and stay on the couch and watch Paw Patrol? She was like, Paw Patrol. She's been down there ever since.
I'm going to attempt to avoid any kind of child services being involved now. Duck, can you currently see her? I understand that you just said she's downstairs, so she's on a completely different floor than you. I am going to ask you a series of just yes or no questions. Can you see her, or is someone else downstairs with her?
Yes.
Okay.
The baby monitor, I can see. I moved the camera down there. I can't see.
Okay. Is she safe downstairs on the first floor?
She is 100% safe. It is the safest place for her to be.
Okay.
The dog is down there. She's good.
And okay. All right. So y'all, we good. Everything is fine. I don't want nobody to panic. Leave that to me, right? Like let me just be over here in my own head. But she is good.
She's fine.
Um,
She's fine.
and she's grown. She's grown. So she, she's not grown. She's been on the show more than him. I can't even try to I can't even try to lie about it. All right, so fellas, man, what's going on, man? We're gonna do some solo screens here. I want to know how everybody is doing. The first thing I want to say is shout out to the Patreon community that is out there. If you guys are watching this on the Nothing But Niners Patreon, Wayne and I were supposed to be bringing you guys a show at 4 p.m., our daily show. My wife requires some emergency surgery, and we had to cancel that because we thought that surgery was going to be taking place today. As it turns out, all of the emergency surgeons were occupied. Who'd have thought, right? Like emergency people are busy.
Emergency people handle emergencies. Is that what
right?
How dare they?
So we had to cancel the 4 p.m. show. We will be bringing that to you guys. Don't fear, but the emergency services for my wife will now be on Monday because the emergency people close on weekends. I didn't think emergency.
Right? How do you close? Whatever.
So that's what I wanted to bring to you guys. As far as how I've been lately, I know that we like to go around the room. We're going to ask this really quick, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the episode. But nothing new is really going on except a lot of new things. Right? Like that sounds crazy, right? Nothing new, but a lot of new things. My youngest child is officially in school.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Okay. Her first day of school was on Tuesday. It was a success. She walked away and never looked back. So it was no call
was
for me.
Anybody emotional? You, sis?
Now wait, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the one you've got 4 kids, but this is the one that was like walking around with a little backpack when her sisters were going to school like 2 or 3 years ago.
And she's been ready to go. Yeah. But yeah,
she better end up a straight A student.
I'm going to get back to her attitude towards school. But G, you asked, was anybody emotional? As much as I talk tough, I wanted to be emotional for this one because this is my last experience with it. This is my last first day of school for one of my children ever. That was it. And in the moment, I was aware of it, but seeing how excited she was, I was happy for her. I wanted to be emotional. I wanted to, like, can I make myself cry? Like, when she was growing up, she going into the world, and what if some crazy shit happened at the school? I couldn't do it, though. She was so excited. She was so happy. We gave all of our, so the school district that we're in, they give free lunch, they give free breakfast, but the kids have the option. And we literally gave the kids the option, like, hey, if you want to go and get breakfast at school with friends, it's a half hour early. Now, it's the first day of school. I'm thinking that they're going to be thinking, ain't no friends. I want to be home with my family, right? Like, and you know what they did? You ever been skeet shooting? Duck, I know you've been.
Yes, I have.
G, you ever been skeet shooting? Was G?
Only on the Nintendo.
Oh, G didn't come with us?
Nah, G wasn't there.
Oh, well, anyway, you just watching, you say pull, and it just boom, and it just blows it out the sky. Right, that's what they did to me. I'm like, oh, we're gonna set them up. Like, hey, you guys want to have breakfast with the family one more time, or y'all want to go to school? And they were like, and I will just go to school. All of y'all. Now, I will say this: my middle daughter, she was the one that was like, nah, I want to have it here. But the problem is, she goes to school with the other 3 kids. We weren't making separate trips. Like, if we there, you there, you got to go. All right. So back to the experience with the last one. It made me feel good as a parent. Like, I feel like we did good preparing them to go into uncharted territories. You were literally going to be in a building full of people you don't know. Sidebar, she knows a couple teachers there. One of them is family through marriage, and the other one is a friend of family through marriage. So she knows her as well. She kind of had the upper hand there. You know what I'm saying? So she was confident. She was good. She saw her aunt. Her aunt is the art teacher. We good. She's going to get an A in that class. I'm not worried about it. Today, I walk in the door from work, and she says, Daddy, I'm sad. I ignore her because you ain't even say hi. I don't want to talk. Like, that's how I feel. you don't even like show me no kind of love and nothing like that. We don't have anything to discuss. I ignored her. She said it 3 different times, about 10 minutes apart each. I ignored her. Let him outside, please. Somebody, let him outside. So finally, we're setting up for my son's birthday tonight, and it's just me and her in the room together. And I say, hey, baby, when I came home, you told me that you were sad. He's got to go outside really bad. Where are the girls? Go get your sister. Like, he's going to shit in the floor.
I love this show.
All right, so my son's sitting here playing a game, like literally right next to me. But just get your sisters. Take the dog outside, please. He's got to shit really bad. Y'all hearing all this, real life. This is what happened.
Love it. I love it.
This is what happened. So
we potting about it. Just potting about it.
It's just the two of us. And I'm like, baby, you told me that you were sad a couple times when I came home. Why are you so sad? She says, Daddy, it's the weekend. I said, okay. What's that mean? Like, you sad because it's the weekend? Yes. Because I'm not going to school tomorrow. You would rather be at school than home. Like, she's having a really good.
She might be a unique breed, bro.
I don't know how unique it is. So she's been the youngest. She's been told what to do every step of her life, except for the temper tantrums where it's like, hey, she's the youngest, let her get her way, right? Now she's in a room full of other people, but she knows how to manipulate. I'm wondering if she's kind of getting, you know what I'm wondering if she likes the power. I can't wait for our first progress report. Not only did she start school this week, she also started ballet.
Okay.
Another opportunity for me to be like, all right, here we go. I'm going to bond. This is going to be cool. Like, she's going to walk away from me and be like, Daddy, I'm scared. I don't know these people. I got her whole bag together. She's not only in ballet, she's also in tap. We went out and bought her tap shoes. She got her ballet outfit on and everything. And we get to the building. We walk in. She's holding my hand. And when we walk in, there's like a waiting area. There's 3 parents, 1 little like 2-year-old who's not old enough to be in the class that she's in. And then there's the door to the dance studio. I look at the parents. I say, oh, they're already inside? They say, yeah. I said, okay. I open the door and we see the 5 or 6 other, students and the teacher, and they're all doing their stretches already. I said, all right, Mama, stay right. And as I was getting ready to say there, she just let go of my hand and she was gone. She was gone. Bag in her hand. This girl didn't look back twice to me, y'all. Twice. In 1 week. My heart can't take it. I can't take. All right, I've been talking long enough. I'm gonna shut up. But that's how I've been. That's what's been going on with me. I'm gonna pass it to G now. We'll see how he's been doing, and then we'll go to Duck and we'll get into the show. No rush.
Been a chill week. We were off Monday for the holiday. What was it? Tuesday, Wednesday was my first chiropractor appointment. The first one was just to get a lay of how everything worked and everything. This week was lay on the table, and I'm gonna go to work, bro. Like, he had me folded like that chair at the Alabama Melee, bro. I was, man. So I felt better.
Was this one of those sessions that you see on TV where they like put your head in like the sling and be like crack and like
yes, bro. He had me lay down on one shoulder, put my arms like this, put my other leg up. He put his knee down and like did this like force motion down, and next thing you know, I heard my back crack and spine expanded. I'm like, oh wow, my neck. He's like, okay, loosen your neck. Next thing you know, both ways. I was like, yo, that was violent.
Wow. By the way, shout out to all the viewers out there right now. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to get the 200. So the guy that's on the camera right now, he's going to get his head waxed on camera.
Actually, I just got shaved today, so it's clean right now.
We just need to get the 200 subscribers. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. So, this was one of those painful, or well, I'm saying painful because I watched these videos. You know how people watch like Dr. Pimple Popper, right?
Yeah.
Like it's disgusting, but I can't.
I've never watched that.
I don't want to watch that either. I'm worried about. I don't like the idea of like looking at pus, right? So
I like the lipomas, which are like the fatty ones that look like chicken breasts. Those I like watching get cut out, or I don't
want to see none of that shit, right?
You're a sick individual.
Yes, I think people that like watching those, and it's a lot of y'all. Like, there's clearly a market for it. I think
that's why that show has so many seasons.
Right. I think y'all are sick, though. I do think all of my wife, my son, they like that kind of shit. I think y'all are weird. I think y'all are sick. All right. You and mom, you told me that you and mom like watching Dr. Pepper. Oh, now he doesn't. All right. So never mind. It's just my wife. It's just my wife. So I do like watching the chiropractic videos where they're popping the backs and all that stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. I watch it because, and I even watched one where a guy did it to dogs. Have y'all seen that yet?
No, I didn't even know that was.
Oh shit! I'm about to show y'all. But my point is, the dogs react the same way the humans do. It's like no. Ah! Oh wait, it feels good. Is that what it's really like, G? Like, was it like
Honestly,
I'm scared, it feels good, or was it like, was there pain? Because I've had an ingrown toenail like cut out where they go underneath and it's popping up. It's pain. As soon as they clip it, it's relief. So was it one of those things, or does it never hurt from the whole time and it's just relief? Like,
it was
please
just.
explain.
I wasn't in any pain. I guess it was just like I don't know, releasing tension on the area or whatever. But I honestly, maybe like an hour or two after, my back hurt, my head hurt. And I was like, well, maybe because it was my first time ever experiencing this. So for me, an hour later, I was in pain. So like I said, maybe because it was my first time getting it done, maybe after, down the line, it'll get used to it and maybe it will free up some stuff.
Right.
So we'll see. I go back on Monday. He got my x-ray, so he's going to look at my spine and everything. So we're going to draw up a plan to, hopefully relieve some of what's going on in my lower back. And this week we got to celebrate my nephew's birthday, my wife's birthday,
my wife's birthday. Oh, sorry, I'm kidding.
Mike and Melissa's anniversary, his wife's birthday. The whole week, just partying, just celebrating.
For years, I've been referring to it as Andrew's week, but G, real quick, is there anything special about that chain around your neck? I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
It's always been there. You just couldn't see it.
Oh, okay. No story behind it, okay.
All right. Oh, so you know what?
You got the chain.
I do have a topic about whatever, but do we want to get into it?
We'll get to it later. Let me show y'all this doggy chiropractor video real quick. this is a 3-minute video. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but I do want y'all to see what I was talking about. This guy, and again, I'm gonna reiterate this. I do enjoy watching the chiropractor videos on humans. What I've never seen before was it on dogs. These dogs' facial expressions be like, ho, ho, oh shit. And it's not little dogs either. He's doing this shit on Rottweilers. Watch his face. Bro,
Murat is an animal chiropractor from Germany, and some pets even relax when the chiropractor gets going.
No, this face right here, this is the one. The whole video is like this.
He treats animals with all sorts of problems.
In this dog.
And with just a few hand movements, he can put the animals back in good health.
Sorry. Look at this. Like, it looked like they hurt, and it's like, oh wait, that made me feel great. And look how excited the dog got afterwards.
Because that one's a bit. He looked like, I'm ready to fight now. Let's go.
Right.
And then he realized, oh, I'm good.
Hey.
He growling. Listen.
Kannst nein.
Ich lass langsam wieder los, okay?
That dog was not.
And his methods not only impress his animal patients,
and then we'll turn it off.
But also millions of viewers.
Look at this. He finds the spot. Oh, around. Wait, boom. Bro. And they look back at him like, this shit for real? Like, yo, is this what you felt like, G? Like, this, I'll sign up if it's like that.
I'll let you know. At my first experience, it was just a weird sensation. for me. Like, I'm used to cracking my fingers, or my neck, but to actually hear and feel my spine and back crack, I'm like, oh wow, that it wasn't like oh my God, that was instant relief. The
Right.
pain is gone. Maybe down the line I can speak more about that.
Okay. All
Our
right.
uncle goes to a chiropractor regularly. He has the back problems. He swears by that dude. So when he was in the
What's
bowling
cool?
league briefly, he was bowling with his doctor.
It's going to lead to a topic later, but his chiropractor is a Giants fan, an avid Giants fan. So we're going to talk about some NFL. Duck is wearing the jersey today. We are going to talk about who we expect to win. We're going to try to predict division winners for each division. So y'all get ready for that. We are going to talk a little bit NFL. But Duck, how have you been? Here we are, 22 minutes in almost, and we haven't even got to any of the topics. I like this. We are chilling, and G isn't rushing us yet, but we will be prepared for, hey guys, my battery died, because he can't plug it up while it's sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
He never charges ahead of time.
First of all, it's on 70%. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to do this. I got to turn the brightness down. That'll make it.
Because you look the same to us. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've been all right. I'll say Mike and I and our workout accountability, the third workout accountability partner, we started a 30-day challenge earlier this week, and it's an easy one. I think overall it's easy. It's squats and push-ups. The squats do, like, you feel it after a while, but the push-ups are easy, at least so far. But I'll be honest. So I intended, and this goes into how I'm doing lately. I intended to do 2 of these 30-day challenges simultaneously, and I just told them about the second one yesterday that I was planning to do, that I decided to push off. I didn't tell them why I decided to push it off though. So here we are live on air. This may be TMI. Woke up Sunday morning with a terrible case of the squirts. I was like, yo, I know I'm about to be doing these squats. The other 30-day challenge I'm gonna do is it's 10,000 kettlebell swings, which I did that 3 years ago. It's doable, but it is not easy. I was like, there's no way I'm doing these 2 in conjunction, and I don't know how long this is gonna last. And it lasted longer than I expected. I'm glad to say I'm through the worst of it. And what's really bad is, so my daughter, when her mom, before she dropped her off to me last week, she was like, oh, she had a stomach bug earlier this week. I don't think it's contagious anymore, so you should be good. Cool, whatever. I'm thinking, dang, she was still contagious. I must have caught the tail end of it. Fast forward, right when my squirt started to settle down, my baby, full-fledged, like she just wasn't going. All of a sudden, every single pull-up filled to the brim, and it's all just
mud.
Okay. All right.
So that's how I've been lately. Oh, and I'll say this: we went to, and this was before she was troubled by the squirts. We went to a birthday party, 3-year-old's birthday party on Sunday, and my baby had the time of her life. It was wonderful. But brought her inside, and she was still in her bathing suit. There was one of those like water bounce house things outside. Because I was thinking, okay, we're going to be in here briefly, do cake or whatever, happy birthday, and then go back outside. That's what was presented to me. Got inside. We didn't end up going back out into the bounce house or whatever. My baby starts just peeing on the floor.
Wow.
And nobody saw it but me. But I was like, yo, what in the world? So I ran, grabbed her towel, came back, cleaned it up. And I didn't know this about her. Her first instinct is to either get on carpet or a couch, just something soft to absorb it real quick. So I had to grab her. She did this twice. Where she just started, and then, yo, you used to let me know. I don't know what changed at some point, but she used to come and tell me she had to go to the bathroom. So she's gone through a phase where mostly potty training started to regress. So we're literally in a back and forth right now. You're muted, Mike. I don't think Mike knows that he's muted.
There is a little bit of a regression with children in the age range, whether it be verbal or physical things. Like it's like, I know you know better. What are you doing? And they just take like 3 steps backwards. Like, oh, never did this before. What's happening? And it's like, dude, yes, you did.
What I will say is the verbal. That's another update. Much better than where she's ever been. Like she's talking, and it's crazy because it was earlier this year, and we'll just for reference, we'll say 5-6 months ago. I was thinking to myself, I can't wait till my baby starts addressing me as daddy or dad, whatever. So she goes back and forth between daddy and dada. That shit is constant. I wish I had like 3 more months without it. Just and when it first started, I was like, yo, I love this. This is dope. Now it's like, yo, this is overwhelming.
It is something that you appreciate that she knows to call you that.
Yes, for
like
sure.
it's like it's your identity tag, like to her, and it's one of a kind. I'm telling you, enjoy it while you can. G, when's the last time your daughter called you daddy?
Probably since she was young.
Like, bro, they don't even say your name no more. They just look at you and start talking. Or
yeah, like
you don't
that's what she was doing. She just get in my face and start battling nonsense. None of it.
Yeah,
made sense.
No, I get it because I'm with you. Like the whole daddy is like, oh my God, just fuck up, stop. Right. But at the same time, I got a 14-year-old here. I don't like if it's not good night, dad.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't address my dad as daddy, but my older sister called me yesterday on her way to work, and we're talking briefly, and I'm telling her how, individually my parents would come and help me with the baby from time to time. I referred to my dad as daddy, and in the moment I was like, what in the world? But it's just natural,
Right.
Talking to my sibling.
So what I did was after we got married, I refer to all of my male father figures, my father-in-law, my 2 dads, as Pop, because that's what my wife and I agreed that we were going to like kind of address each other's fathers as. So it's, how it's like when you're talking to the kids, where's mommy? You don't say where's Melissa or where's babe, even though you call your wife babe. You say it how they refer to it. So all of my male father figures are Pop now, right? But when I'm talking to my sister or my brother and we're talking about my dad, it's like, hey, did you talk to daddy today? It's not did you talk to dad, it's did you talk to daddy today? Like that's how we in our circle refer to him. It's daddy. That's how we refer to him. So it's pretty cool, like the dynamic, the language that you choose to, apply at different scenarios is pretty cool. So G, you said that the chain's been there all along, and I just went back and looked on all the different videos, and I didn't see that. But you also said it was going to lead to a different topic. I mean, what you got?
This isn't one that I had scheduled to use for tonight. It was on my list of topics, but I like how Duck, brought it up. So yeah, I've been telling my wife for a while now. I've been wanting to, a chain. I've been wanting to chain. So, but I'm also the type where I'm like, I'm a little kid. I'm a big kid in a grown man's body. Like I want something, and then I'll go get it if I can get it. Or like me and my wife are like opposites. Like there's hardly anything that she ever wants. Like birthday, again, her birthday was yesterday, babe. Leading up to a month, I'm like, babe, what do you want? Oh, I don't know. I'll let you know. Later.
That shit. That should be a topic all on its own. I hate that shit. Tell us something. I'm sorry.
It's cool. She still didn't tell me. No. I got her 3 dresses and the other one because my mom got me and my brother to the point where as little kids, like we were spoiled. She would take us to go pick out what we wanted for Christmas or our birthdays, but she also felt bad that we didn't have a surprise gift that we didn't know about. So she would go get an additional something. It could be small in stature or whatever. So I feel bad when I buy my wife or my daughter something that they know about, and I go out and get them a surprise gift. So I digress. I'm at church on Sunday. I put I want a chain in the back of my mind. Eventually, I'll get it. I don't know when, type of thing. So I'm like, you know what? It's not something I need right away. I don't want to think about it. Whatever. We're in church on Sunday. She taps me. I'm like, hey, what's up, babe? do you want to go to the mall after church and go look at the chain? I'm like, the whole setup. I'm like, wow. I'm like, you're the one that's supposed to be telling me, no, babe, you don't need it. It's not something. So I'm minding my business. It's the furthest thing from my mind. And just like, look how the devil worked. Hey, psst, you still want that chain?
So she the devil now? You see
No.
Yo, that's crazy.
No, I'm
Day
not
after her
referring to my
birthday
wife.
as the devil.
I'm not referring to my wife as the devil, but the devil did use her that day. So I'm like, you know what? After church, we're not. Actually, she got baptized. So after her baptism, we was like, you know what? Let's go to the mall.
Just speed past that, right? Like my wife got baptized. You just go speed past it, right? Like that's not a big deal to you, right?
They don't
No. It was like I showed up to the baptism. Like they told us what time to be there. I walked up the steps. You know, my mom was there already. Her aunt was there. I walked in. And I was like, "Yo, y'all know what we here for?" Like, I was hyping her up. I was like, you know, the champ is here, type of thing. You know, hyping them up. So, you know, after she, got baptized, we went up to the mall, and I was like, you know what? We're not doing anything else for the rest of the day. We're not doing anything tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a walk.
I'm sorry, real quick, because I'm realizing the irony in this moment, and it shouldn't have taken me this long. On the day that she got baptized, you referred to her as the devil.
I say being used.
She got closer to God. She got closer to God on that day than she had ever been.
Wow.
In her life. And you referred to her as the devil.
G, you been baptized?
G?
Yeah, I got baptized when I was a kid.
Duck, you been baptized?
Yes, when I was in second or third, something like that.
Might never been.
In the EFOP church on Harrison Street, that tub at the back of the pulpit.
It was not a tub. That was a big baptism pool. Like they had a deep pit.
I'm aware it was bigger than a tub.
Oh.
But I always.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I didn't want you to disrespect it because that was one of the nicer baptismal areas that I've seen.
You don't see that in churches nowadays. Like they don't have that.
Right.
No, my old church before we moved back to the location in Hamilton, it was dope. I think might have been one time, but anyway, you got the pulpit, and above it is the projector. Once that goes up, baptism pool at the top. To the right is where the men come in. To the left is where the women come in, and it's right. You step right down into the pool.
So ours, if you're in the sanctuary and you're facing the pulpit, to the left was where like the daycare and the preschool and the Sunday school classes were taking place for the younger people. To the right was where the financial boards would meet over there, but behind the pulpit in the lower was where the baptismal pool was in the church in Princeton that Duck was talking about. It was a really, really fire layout. I've never been baptized, not for lack of trying. Our family's uncle, that is also a bishop, told me that I was a bastard and he wouldn't do it. So that was my one attempt at trying to get baptized. I was told no.
Our church is always accepting, people. So
nah, it's cool. I'm good now. I got my own faith. I'm all right. I'm cool.
Come on now.
I realize that I don't need a man to tell me what's my point of religious beliefs or anything like that.
I was so young back. I probably never would have done it. Like the mindset I have now towards religion. But
I will say this, to do a little bit of digging, when you're talking to mommy and daddy and, hey, how come I wasn't baptized, to hear that the priest turned you down, it's a little terrifying when you're young, because in your mind, it's brimstone and fire or like sunshine and rainbows, and the priest telling you no because you don't deserve it. It's like it's a different mind fuck. It's a whole level of.
And I'll say this real quick. Two things. One, his reasoning is interesting because that's out of your control. But that's all I'm saying. That's out of your control. Two, that uncle is who baptized me, and he clearly didn't know that I also am technically a bastard. Me and both of my sisters. Oh, you didn't know this. So
you're not a bastard at all. What are you talking about?
The dude that married my parents never actually filed it with the state before he died. So me and my parents just got their marriage certificate like 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
So technically, in the eyes of the state, my parents were not married when any of us were born. And
wow,
technically, that makes all three of us bastards.
I gotta have a conversation with my auntie. That's nasty.
that's crazy.
All right, so go ahead. I know you were leading
passed
somewhere.
away before he had a chance to file it, but he passed away years after he married him. That's the crazy part. He was just dragging his feet.
Oh, I thought it was like, like the next day. He
was just dragging his feet on filing it with the state.
Interesting.
That's crazy. We went to the mall, checked out the jewelry. So I bought earrings from there 3 years ago. I bought jewelry from there years ago. So lady comes up. I was like, you know what? I'm in the mindset that I'm going to buy some earrings, at least some earrings. So, she shows me everything. I was like, hey, look, if it's not 14 karat gold, I don't want it 10 karat gold. It's that it's non-pure gold. So she's showing me different stuff. She's like, well, you've been here before. I remember you. She asked me for my phone number to verify. I told her my phone number. She said, okay, yeah, it's you, blah, blah, blah. Start making deals. She's like, well, I'll give you this one. I'll knock off a couple hundred off of this if you get that. I'm like, so I'm going through the table. Can I see that one? Can I see that one? I'm like, oh, nope, 2,000. You can put that back. This. Oh no, you can put that back. So long story short, I picked out the earrings. I ended up trading in my one pair. She knocked off, I think, $100. Actually, $150 because the earrings was like $500. I ended up getting them for $4. So I ended up getting them for $4.
Don't be putting all your business out there now. Just let them know you got them things in there, man. Don't be telling them exact amounts, man. Y'all see it. What's up? And run up and find out what's happening. What's up? Huh? Run up and see what's happening, huh? Don't let me be around. Let me be around.
Wifey was like, all right, babe, do you want to check out the chain? Lady hears that. She's like, whoa, I got some, nice chains, start showing me the display and everything. And I was just like, well, I told her I wanted a rope chain because I like rope chains. Oh, man,
she smelled blood in the water, y'all. She smelled blood in the water.
So she started showing me the rope chains, and she's like, I'm just looking. She wanted to show me this 18 karat gold that had diamonds in it. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. As soon as I saw the price tag flip over as she was bringing it to me, 8,000, I said, no, I don't even want to touch it. No, put it back. I'm not touching it. Something break on it, I'm on the hook for it. Nope. So long story short, she ended up showing me this Miami 14 karat gold Cuban link. And I was like, all right, we made a deal. I financed it. My stuff was, and that's why you got to work on your credit, ladies and gentlemen. I walked out, didn't have to pay nothing.
My man financed a chain. I've only
the chain and the earrings.
I've only ever financed cars and houses in my life. I've never any jewelry that I've ever purchased in my house.
That's not 100% true for me. I financed my bedroom furniture and my nice couch.
You know what? You were actually correct. So we just bought a mattress. It was an $8,000 mattress that we bought. And the issue with it was that it was if we signed up for this card, we could save like 20% or something like that. And it gave you 6 years to pay it off. And I paid that shit off. But for 20% off of $8,000.
Right.
Let me refresh myself. If you've ever been mattress shopping, what they tell you the price is not the price. It's actually less than half of that. So mattress places are just about money laundering. So don't buy into it at all. Those are not the prices. You walk into any real mattress place, test them out, lay on them, bring your own sheet, or if they don't have pads for you to lay on, it's not a good mattress place. So get out. They are supposed to lay out pads on every mattress that you lay on and test out. When they do that, you find out which one you want. Whatever the price is, if you don't walk away paying less than half, you got ripped off. Now, with that said, I did finance our mattress because if I signed up for their card, you saved 20%. Well, 20% of $8,000. Y'all can do the math if you want to, but
right,
$1,600, right? Like, boom, it's gone. Finance, go home and just pay it off. And I have that same card with them that works at other stores, and it's got a zero balance. I've never used it since then, but I just did it to save money. So, yeah, I have financed the mattress.
I did it. Because that's one thing I would say. I would, if I can help it, I will never finance furniture again. I was young and broke and needed it. and it seemed like the best option at the time.
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey, listen, man.
Do what you got to do.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say, yo. We got to stop thinking like, oh, if I don't have it right now, I don't deserve it. No, fuck all that.
No,
Look, they give you.
It's not a matter of don't deserve it. It's just I'm at a point now where I have a great mattress. I have a great bedroom furniture. You know what I mean? Like if I'm buying certain things again, it's one of those where if it's not gonna actually help my credit at all, I'm not gonna bother doing a credit check. And
did you sleep in my bed, G?
What was that?
Did you sleep in my bed or lay in it?
Yeah, when we babysat the kids when y'all were in Mexico.
What do you think of the mattress?
It was comfortable, and I like the fact you can raise the head up, and you know if you
Don't
want
be.
to watch
I just asked about the mattress. I only asked about the features of the bed and nothing like that. I'm just wondering what you thought about the mattress.
That was me giving my thoughts on the mattress.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that's the other thing I was going to say, Mike, is I feel like with mattresses, when I see you just shed light on whole world I didn't know, but with mattresses, you get what you pay for. Like I spent $1,000 on my mattress, and to this day, one of the best investments I've ever made. I own my whole house, and I feel like that mattress is a better investment. Like that, I sleep so good because of that mattress, better than I ever did at any point in my life before that. So
my like I said, I was approved for the financing. First year, if I paid off within a year, no interest involved. I already did the math on it. I know what I'm paying each month. It's going to be gone before the interest even hit. But one of my topics is, when's the last time you splurged on yourself? Whether if it's an item, food, a spa, something. When's the last time you splurged on something for yourself? Or what was the last purchase you splurged on?
I have my answer while Duck thinks.
Oh, I have my answer already too.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead then.
Well, mine is simple because I'm currently without a job, so there are certain things that I feel. Now that's where I'm saying in response to what Mike said earlier. Oh, shouldn't do this. Like right now, there are things I should not be buying. And I bought a video game, the newest Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, about a month ago, and it had been out for a little bit. I think it came out Mother's Day weekend. I was one of those that I played Breath of the Wild and been looking forward to the sequel since I first played Breath of the Wild. I got a little bit of, we'll say, extra money, but God knows it would have came in handy as recently as like 2 weeks ago. But I was like, yo, I've been waiting for long. I wasn't anticipating getting this money. I'm putting some of it on this. So,
you know what I like about what you just did? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, G.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. We get, and I've been the victim of that as well, and my wife has too. We get so caught up in paying the bills, taking care of responsibilities that we forget to treat ourselves. Like there's been times where I talk my wife and baby, you know how hard you work. Go ahead and get that. And same thing. She like, baby, we're not in debt. You're not out here begging, borrowing, stealing. If you want those earrings chain, get it. Like you're not out here.
I get that. My situation is different because I don't have my primary income is not what I'm used to, and that's why I say it was a splurge.
But it's also a stress reliever. You can use that as a stress reliever. You know what? Stuff isn't going out the way you want it to. Okay, you dive into the game for a little bit.
And I was about to say, in response to that, I have not played it as much as I wanted to. I just haven't had the time because everything else that I got going on. I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Mike?
No, that's kind of what I was going to get to, right? Like that's a mental reprieve. That is a mental timeout. I don't care if it's just 20 minutes a day, right? Like it's something that it's not about the cost. It's about what it means in your current situation right now, right? I know people who have been looking for work, looking for a consistent stream of income for a really, really long time, and they go out and buy a video game and people bash them. And I say, wait a second, hold on, time out, right? Like, what if that's their only time where they feel like I don't have to focus on all the other negative shit going on right now? What if that's the only time they get that? Because otherwise, that leads to depression, anxiety, and so on and so forth. Like that is their mental reprieve. People need that. I know to the outside looking in, oh, that money could have been applied somewhere else. Yeah, but as soon as they spent it on something else, it was going to be gone and they were going to need something else right away anyway. Like let them get that break. Like, so I was going to applaud you for that. Like that's how I
Yeah, I'm same way. I'm like, hey, look, life is hard.
And I was gonna say too that when I first bought it, I probably lost like half a day playing that game when I first like downloaded it.
Yeah, because it was an escape from reality.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like now, like I get so much in go mode, like I got to take care of everything else. I haven't had time to pick it up and play it. I've played maybe 2 other times, and it did not last long. It did not last long. So
the last time that I splurged on anything for myself, and I don't get to do it often, my wife and I, we have this weird relationship where it's like, oh, what do you want? Oh, you want that? I'm going to buy it for you, right? I can literally be about to check out on an online cart or something. She's like, no, your birthday's coming up. No, our anniversary's coming up. Nope, Christmas is coming up. You know, like it's something like that. Let me get it for you. It's like, all right, fine. Like we do that for each other. So I don't get an opportunity to splurge on myself often. But the last time I did buy something, it's this laptop. Before the show started, you guys heard me panicking. My laptop is well over $2,000. It's a gaming laptop, but I bought it because of the amount of shows, the memory that I need, the processing speeds, and all that stuff that I need. Like this is something that I need as another source of income. I've made my money back on the cost of it already, but this is something that was near and dear to me. I didn't want just a laptop. I wanted the laptop. So this was definitely the last time that I splurged on myself. But I looked at it as an investment opportunity. I didn't look at it as a treat to myself. If it was something that wasn't work related, it's probably like my personal vehicle, right? I could have gotten this, but I wanted this model or this feature, so I went to this brand, right? Like you guys know me. 2015, I had a brand new GMC. 2018, I had a brand new GMC. But GMC didn't have all the features in it that Hyundai had, so I switched over to Hyundai and got a bigger vehicle, more cubic feet, more options, more bells and whistles, and went all in on that. My payment did more than double. My payments more than doubled, but I wanted that. That was a splurge. That was a luxury item to me. You know what I mean? Other than that, I don't do a lot of self splurging because I got too many mouths to feed. So it's cool that we get there. Let's get to another topic though here, guys. Football has officially started in the NFL, right? Preseason is over.
Go
jumping into this, golly. I literally just started taking notes. I was not notes, but like I'm trying to get my thoughts in order because you said the prep for the division winners.
That's exactly where we're going.
Okay.
That's exactly where we're going. Predicting division winners. So I want to know who you guys think is going to win each division for in the NFL.
You got a visual for us to look at?
I got you if you need it. I have one. So we're gonna put that across the. Actually, let's not put it across the bottom. We'll just make it nice and big. Pause. Right there at the bottom. I'll stay down here. There are 8 divisions in the NFL. 4 in the NFC West. 4 in the NFC. 4 in the AFC. And I want to know who you guys think is going to win each division. And this will lead to us eventually predicting the playoff.
So that's are we also predicting wild card teams?
Well, we'll end up doing that by default, if that makes any sense to you. All right.
When I said visual, I meant like, do you have like the team, sorted in their division? So
you think I'm stupid? I know what you meant, bro. Like
no, because when you said that, the thing at the bottom popped up. So I was like, okay, well,
I knew what you meant. So these are the divisions. I'm actually gonna just zoom in on them right here. Okay, here you go. So the AFC East, there are 4 teams in each division. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and New York Jets. Let's start with G. Which team do you think wins this division? By the way, this is probably one of the toughest divisions to predict coming out of. So go ahead.
Honestly, I'm a little biased on it. My boy Aaron is in New York now. After seeing the Jets, 6 years, something like that. No, I'm mixing it up with the Lions. They haven't been in the postseason in a while. They got my old quarterback, so I'm kind of going to go with the Jets to win that division.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Duck, who you got, man? This is interesting already. I like this already. So wait, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, well, then again, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, is Zach Wilson. I'm not believing in them either, so never mind.
I honestly would have picked Buffalo. It was a tie for me between Buffalo and the Jets, but that's why I said I'm a little biased. You know, they got my old quarterback, so I'm going with them.
I like that. I like it. All right, Duck, what do you got?
I'm rocking with the Bills. That's Panthers North right there. Sean McDermott came from us. Brandon Bean came from us. Half that roster came from us. I'm rocking with the Bills.
It's funny you say that because Miami Dolphins are 49ers East. The head coach came from there. They have like 8 or 9 players on their roster from the Fort. Well, they had. I think this year it's down to like 4. But they went out and just poached mad players, mad coaches from our staff. But with that said, I'm actually going to agree with G. I think the Jets win this division. I think Buffalo takes a step back. I think they're too dependent on the play of Josh Allen. I actually think Miami are frauds. Miami was one of the hottest teams in the NFL last year. Then they played the 49ers. And they just ran into, I think they won 1, maybe 2 games after they played the Niners. They were one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and they hit a wall. I think they've been figured out. I don't believe in New England or the talent there. I do respect Bill Belichick. He'll have them hovering around 500, but you can't have a 500 season anymore with the odd number of games. I'm going to actually give it to the Jets. But that's interesting. So we have 1 vote for Buffalo, 1 vote for, 2 votes for Buffalo.
No, you went 2 Jets.
For Buffalo, 2 for the Jets.
2 for the Jets.
1 vote for Buffalo, 2 for the Jets. Okay. All right. Interesting. Now watch Miami.
Now, can I? Well, we'll wait. Go ahead.
We'll wait. We'll come back. AFC North. We got the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll do this in reverse. I'll go first, followed by Duck, and then G. I am going to say that the Baltimore Ravens win this division. They did not win it last year. If I'm not mistaken, last year was the Cincinnati Bengals, but there were 2 teams that were in the hunt. But I'm going to say the Ravens win it this year. They have a first-round pick at the wide receiver position. I think that was one of their biggest needs. I like how they addressed it in the offseason. They go out and get him. They go out and get OBJ. They try to build around and with and for their quarterback in Lamar Jackson. People thought that he wasn't going to get paid. He does what he needs to do. I'm going all in on the Ravens. Duck, what say you?
I also have written here the Ravens. So I just think as much as I like Burrow and this new look Bengals, Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Boyd. I can't name a single defender on that team. We got Von Bell, who I would have been able to name, but we signed him in free agency. I just think it's the Ravens' time. Like, Joe Burrow was the new kid on the block, won the division a couple of years, but I think the Ravens will get back.
Shout out to our guy Bobby T listening while he's on the clock at work. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much.
Bobby, earlier this year I was working a 3rd shift job. It's not easy. So shout out to you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't know if I could do a job without a lot of human interaction, and most 3rd shift jobs, unless you work at a hospital or like that.
I think when I was younger, it would, if I was doing that 10 years earlier, would have been easy. Would have been a breeze. But
gotcha.
It's now, like, I hit a wall around 3-4 o'clock in the morning at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
So, Duck and I have the Baltimore Ravens coming out victorious, which is weird because the highest paid player in the NFL now plays for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
I was also going to add this. Mike Tomlin always has his boys playing tough. Like, nobody expected him to get over 500 with that record. That's been his thing. He's never had a season below 500.
Never had a losing season.
They're going to be in the mix. They're going to be in the mix. That's what I'll say.
For me, it was a toss-up between Baltimore and Cincinnati. They just gave Burrow the most money ever.
Per year. Not ever. And
I know.
that shit drives me crazy.
I was
That's what.
exaggerating. I'm exaggerating.
Yo, yeah, they said that about his, and I was like, okay, I guess if you're looking at the per year and
That-
the total guarantee, but I was like, Mahomes literally signed for $500,000.
Exactly. He signed a $500 million contract, and they're talking about Joe Burrow got the most. But when you look at the guarantees in his shit, it is nothing for the last 5-10 years. So I mean, 5 years. So
Right.
I get what they're saying. Yeah, I do get
what they're saying, but it's still like, does anybody really expect that Burrow won't make every dollar of that contract?
Or does anybody expect that Mahomes?
I mean Mahomes.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Does anybody expect that Mahomes doesn't last the 10 years there? So we'll see.
Right.
But go ahead, G.
Again, it was a toss-up between the two. Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals been hot the last 2 seasons. They almost was in the Super Bowl again. So I feel like Baltimore, especially Jackson, has a lot to prove. They went out and got some help for him. I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm probably gonna go with the Ravens as well.
Ooh. All right, so let me tell you about my superstitions for football. I watch the morning weekly pick'em games, right? Like on CBS and NFL Network and ESPN and all that. Anytime I see a clean sweep, I know that team's not going to win. And that's when I physically, personally see it. Okay, so let me be very clear. I'm not saying that they don't get it right most of the time. I'm saying when I see it, I am probably batting like 75%. So the fact that we all pick the same team, I'm going to say the Ravens.
And like I said, I was leaning because I'm like, but Burrow's been getting sacked a lot. So, and he already
they did invest in that offensive line though. They did.
Okay.
So we'll see. But
and
all right,
honestly, it can go either way with both of them because they're both, Jackson gets hurt at the crucial moments of the season.
Sure
Burrow, so.
Jackson has to stay healthy in order for my prediction to come true. But we're going to keep it moving here, guys. We're going to get to the AFC South. You got 4 teams here that are all fucking bums. I said it.
That's why I'm like, I don't know who I'm.
They all trash. Ain't nobody scared of none of these guys. I know some people are trying to put some respect on Jacksonville's name, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to go again in reverse order. We're going to start with G, then go to Duck, and then I'll finish it up. G. Of Houston, Texas, Indianapolis Colts, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, and Tennessee Titans. Which team do you think is going to come out?
I'm trying to remember last year. Didn't Jacksonville sneak in by the?
It was Jacksonville.
Barely beat the Chargers last postseason, right?
They needed it was something to do with a tiebreaker in order for.
No, I'm talking about. Didn't they actually beat the Chargers in the playoffs?
Yeah, so the Chargers had a nice lead, and they came back in the second half and just went crazy. It was one of those times where it was like, oh, we got nothing to lose. Just go out there and play backyard football, and it worked in their favor. Jacksonville
I can only name one quarterback for this whole division, and that's what's his name on Jacksonville?
Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know. Is what's his name?
Richardson,
Ryan Tannehill.
Richardson is the rookie in Indianapolis. I believe the Titans
is the rookie in Houston, and Tennessee.
And Ryan Tannehill. Is Tannehill still in Tennessee?
I think he's got one. He might have 2 years left on his contract. He might have one legitimate year left on his contract.
He's still there in spirit, but it feels like they moved on from him, right?
They drafted Will Levis, and by all accounts, like for all the hype pre-draft, apparently Levis has looked terrible in camp and preseason.
I don't know much about the other 3 teams, so I'm gonna go with the one I've seen for the last season or 2. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going. Oh wait, yeah, it's me now, right?
Yep.
I also have Jacksonville written down here, but Anthony Richardson makes the Colts very enticing. I think Derrick Henry. I'm not gonna say he's done, but I don't think he's gonna produce at the level we're used to, even if he stays healthy all year. But I'm giving the rookies some time, at least in this division. Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, and I like both of them. I love Anthony Richardson played my Oregon Ducks in week 1 last year, and I loved everything that I saw so much. No, I'm sorry. Did he? It wasn't week 1. But anyway, when I saw him play in week 1, I loved everything about it so much so that I was like, I'm watching him all year. I watched almost all his games last season. I love Anthony Richardson. I love CJ Stroud. I wanted the Panthers to pick him at number 1 overall. So I like both of these rookies, but I give it some time to simmer. I think Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is good. Doug Peterson is a great coach. I'm giving it to Jags.
I have a nail biter for this division here. The AFC South is going to be a lot closer than people think. I think 85% of the people out there watching are going
I don't think it's going to be a runaway. I think it's going to be close.
They go all going to be bunched together. Well, Houston might still be bottom of the barrel because there's not a lot of talent on that roster.
Right. They don't have a lot of talent on the roster.
Yeah.
But I do think that the masses expect Jacksonville to just run away with it, especially after a playoff appearance and win last year. I think people are expecting Jacksonville to run away with it. Duck, you kind of backtracked on it. However, I noticed you talked about this team the most, and this is the team that I think is going to win this division. It's the Indianapolis Colts. I really, really like what Richardson brings to the table. I like that they didn't just give him the starting role. They told him he had to earn it throughout the preseason. He went out there and did just that. And the few times, I'm saying few, it was probably like 5 or 6. The few times I focused on Colts games, I always felt like if they just had a competent quarterback, they would be in this game. The run game was good. The blocking up front was good. The quarterback play was abysmal. The defense was good. Not only do I think they're going to win that division, I think they're going to finish with a top 10 defense. Watch out for the Indianapolis Colts this year, guys. I think they're going to surprise.
What I'll also say about that, before we see Anthony Richardson's debut, is that for as raw as he was at the end of his final college year, just the progression we've already seen that on the field in the preseason is he's further along than I expected.
And let me say this. Let me say this to your point. His first 3 games are going to be rough. I'm not worried about them starting 3-0, 2-1, or even 1-2.
But I agree with you. Yep.
They can start 0-3. I'm still picking them to win this division. Don't be surprised at all if with the 1-2 start and they start clicking and firing. And once they get to that bye week, this team is going to really, really step on the gas. I'm telling y'all, watch out for the Colts. The Colts
Hold on, real quick. Are we writing this down so we can revisit it towards the end in December, January?
I mean, what we can do is this. I'll go back.
I am keeping track of all of our picks.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I like it. There you go then. I was going to say we can just go back and look at the video again, but I appreciate that even more, Duck. So good work to you. Kudos to you.
That dawned on me when we started doing the AFC North. So I've been doing that, and I remembered what we did for the East. So we're good.
Good shit. I like it. I like it. All right, here we go, man. AFC West. This is a division that a lot of people think is going to be the toughest to predict in the NFL this year. I don't think so. This time we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're actually going to start with Duck. We'll go to me, and then we'll let G be the anchor here. The AFC West has a lot of different changes here. Two new starting quarterbacks over there. One new head coach. Let's see what you guys think here. Duck, what do you got for the AFC West?
So as an Oregon Duck fan, I hated Justin Herbert coming up. Go ahead, put that out. It's just all the talent in the world. Decision making was terrible. He was not clutch at all. Then he hits the NFL scene, and this dude is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, and it's just like it annoys me so much for multiple reasons, right? One, why couldn't you do this when you were at Oregon? 2, everybody knows how much I love Mariota, who was the greatest college quarterback ever, and it just did not translate in the NFL for whatever reason. And just I don't know. I like Herbert, the quarterback now in the NFL. Denver Broncos with Sean Payton, like that's a recipe for success. We'll see how it works out. The Raiders are dead in the water. I know several Raiders fans. When you talk to them, they're not very optimistic. My one boy is also a USC fan, my brother-in-law. He's hoping that they do bad enough to land Caleb Williams. All that said, Kansas City, they're missing Travis Kelce right now. They're missing, Chris Jones is holding out for a new contract. They lost last night. They started the season 0-1. They're still going to win this division, and they're still going to be at the top of the AFC. I'll say that too. So Kansas City is my pick, and they're going to get the number 1 overall seed in the AFC.
Wow, said confidently too, man. G, what do you got here? This is a tough division to pick, man.
Who did you pick, Mike?
What'd you say?
Mike is last. Mike hasn't made his pick yet.
I'll go next. You're right. I'm
okay,
sorry.
I was
You're
like,
right.
hold on, I know Mike didn't pick.
I'm sorry. Russell Wilson has a new head coach over there with him and Sean Payton, right? And I was questioning a lot of what Sean Payton was doing throughout the preseason. Russell Wilson was playing into the third quarter. He played a full half in another game. Like, these are games where the starters usually only get one drive, maybe two. And Russell Wilson was playing deep into the game. That told me all I needed to know about the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton doesn't trust what he sees on the offensive side of the ball. That's early. That's often.
And I will also, let me add to that too, because I didn't go in on them really. I feel like he also had the humble Russ. I'm gonna keep you in this preseason game until you show me you can lead a touchdown drive, because that's where you struggled the most last year.
And while I agree with that, and I agree that Sean Payton is the type of coach that Russell Wilson needs, I just think that there are certain things that you can't force out of people. There was this quote that I saw last week or the week before from Sean Payton, where he said to Russell Wilson, "Stop kissing babies. You aren't running for fucking office." Bro,
yeah, I saw that quote.
Like, listen, that is the perfect shit to ever say to a cornball like Russell Wilson. Like, who are you out here trying to please? Fuck this what is it? Broncos country, let's ride, or whatever it is that he says.
Yeah.
Like, bro, get out here and play ball. Like, fucking produce. You're not running for office, right?
Play like you used to play, and then come up with the cute catchphrases.
Right.
Do your social run around, all that nonsense.
I think this is the kind of coach that Russell Wilson needs. I don't know if one off season is enough to bring it out of him. I think they finished the season strong, but they hover around 500. Let me go ahead and move to the Chargers. Doug said a lot of things about Justin Herbert that I completely agree with, right? This guy was just, I felt like he was more lucky than he was good in college. And he comes to the NFL and was like, oh my God, this guy could hit a pinhead. He wasn't
lucky in college. I watched every game he played.
Listen, I'm telling you how I felt. I'm saying that I felt like he was lucky because of the production that he got. I felt like the production he got wasn't warranted. So I felt like he was lucky to get where he was in college. I felt like
I'm sorry. Can I please let me interject? I felt like he should have had significantly more production because, again, Oregon fan, you see all the tools from the beginning. This kid has it physically. Why aren't you producing? I'm sorry. Continue.
You're actually proving my point, right? A guy who doesn't take advantage of his tools is someone, in my opinion, who doesn't deserve them, right? So you should have those tools taken away from you. You're lucky to get to where you got because you're naturally gifted. But, dude, you haven't earned shit. And I see a lot of the same thing happening here in the NFL. Despite what people think, the Chargers have been one of the top rosters in the NFL for the last 20 years.
I was about to get every single since like 2004 or 5. Like it's a roster that you look at and say that they should be no less than the conference championship. Yet for some reason they never made a conference championship in that time.
Both sides of the ball are stacked every single season. Both sides. If you can get 4 all pros on either side of the ball, you probably got a good team. If you can get 4 Pro Bowlers, forget all pros. On both sides of the ball, you have a good team. They do that like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. However, they never go anywhere. I feel like it's more of the same thing. They're just Phillip Rivers all over again. I'm writing the Chargers off. I don't believe in Justin Herbert. It's cool. You got a good name. You got a nice big paycheck, but you haven't earned anything yet. I don't believe in him. That leaves me with the Raiders, and that leaves me with the Chiefs. I'm going to start with the defending champs here. The defending champs are the man. Patrick Mahomes is the man. Andy Reid is probably the best head coach in the entire NFL, and this year they fall off.
You're saying probably, I'm saying he is, period.
Yeah. And with that said, I think they take a huge step back this year. Jimmy Garoppolo leads the Las Vegas Raiders to a AFC West championship, guys. I am going to be the only person predicting this. Jimmy Garoppolo back over there with a coach that he's familiar with, someone that he worked with for 3 seasons in New England, someone who knows Jimmy's strengths, knows Jimmy. He couldn't write that shit down.
I know. It's just, I wrote it. I didn't
cool.
want to forget. It's
okay. Hold me to it. Hold me to it. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to surprise a lot of people. They're not going to blow anybody out. They're not going to go out there and dominate many games. But every single game that they play in is going to be close, and they're going to win more than they lose, and it's going to be just one too many for the Chiefs to compete with. I'm not saying the Chiefs don't make the playoffs.
If that team wins the division, it'll be on the back of Josh Jacobs. Jimmy Garoppolo will just be a bystander.
And there's a reason they gave Josh Jacobs a 1-year deal that was not a franchise tag. They said, hey, bro, we need you. We need you to be encouraged and motivated. If we tag you, you're going to be disappointed, but we'll give you a little bit extra from the tag and also give you enough incentive to go out there and play hard. It was the smartest 1-year deal I've ever seen given out in the last 5 years. And Duck, you and I have talked about how much I appreciate 1-year deals. Okay? I'm going to say that the Las Vegas Raiders win that division by 2 games. Las Vegas, guys.
By two games.
By 2 games.
You're bold. You're bold.
Okay.
You know what? With Kansas City and the Chargers in that division, nah.
I said what I said. I don't even know if the Chargers.
I ain't even get my pick yet.
Oh, my bad. I'm so hyped, G. I'm sorry. Go ahead, G. Who you got?
Honestly, it's too easy to pick Kansas City. I was really kind of leaning between them or the Chargers, but I'm gonna go with the Super Bowl champs. I'm gonna go with the reigning Super Bowl champs. I thought they was gonna fall off a little bit last season. They had a couple hiccups, and then they got it together. So I'm gonna go. As long as you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Andy Reid. The sky is still the limit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is until it's not, because the Lions said, nah, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't talked AFC North yet, but the Lions are a scrappy team. They're going to be in every game this year, just like they were last year.
They're not just going to be in every game. They're going to win that division. Sorry, G. I know that's your division.
No. I had them. I'll save it.
All right. We'll get there, man. All right. This is another one that's really going to be tough to call. I'll go first with this one. It's the NFC East. I'll keep it quick. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it brief. Everything in me wants to pick the Commanders. I like Ron Rivera. I respect Ron Rivera. He's got Eric Bieniemy as his offensive coordinator this year, but I just don't think it's quite enough. They do need to make the playoffs in the postseason for Rivera to keep his job. I'm hoping they can do it. We'll get to that later, the wild cards, but I don't have them winning this division. I don't have the Eagles winning this division. Guys, I'm going to surprise a lot of people and go with the New York Football Giants winning the NFC East. I'm going to shut up. Let's go with Duck next.
Okay, so as a Panthers fan, I have nothing but respect for Ron Rivera. And I've been wanting to see Eric Bieniemy get his shot for years now. I thought the Panthers were going to hire him. I thought he was the best choice for us back in 2020. To this day, I believe he would have been a better choice than Matt Rule. No way of knowing how that would have turned out, but I swear up and down he would have been a better choice. Washington's roster is probably the worst in this division, in my opinion. And that they got some horses. Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin. They got some guys, and
Ryan Robinson, Gibson,
Ryan Robinson. So I got him in.
They've got some defensive linemen.
Yeah. Eagles roster is absolutely loaded. Jalen Hurts has proven himself to be the man, much more than he's better in the NFL than he was in college, and that is a very rare thing. The Giants, Daboll came from Buffalo, right? Panthers North. I just said that. I have utmost respect for Daboll. I wanted the Panthers to fire Matt Rule a year ago and to hire Brian Daboll. So I definitely thought, this would be good. I was excited for them when they got that pick, and you saw how he instantly turned that team around. The Cowboys roster is loaded. Love Micah Parsons. I wonder if we should have drafted him over J.C. Horn. Dak Prescott, everybody likes him. Amari Cooper is great. They are the biggest paper tigers in the league every single year. All of that said, Eagles are going to repeat. They're going to win this division, and they're going to run away doing it. So that's where I'm at.
And I'm going to keep mine short. I was thinking Eagles as well. Loaded squad, still got one of the great quarterbacks in that division. Part of me was thinking maybe Dak finally ascends, especially now they got Trey Lance on his heels. Also, I think they might end up getting rid of my old quarterback coach, McCarthy, before they do a quarterback change. But ultimately, I still think the Eagles run away with that division.
And that's another thing with the Cowboys, for them being paper tigers. I've always thought McCarthy was overrated. I felt like he was riding Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he's riding Dak Prescott and the talent on that roster now. I've never seen McCarthy do a masterful coaching job, and I'm not convinced he can.
The fuck do you ride Dak Prescott when he don't have shit for you to ride? Like whatever, man. I'm not,
Wait. That was a better landing spot for him than a lot of other places in the league.
That's not what you said though. You said that he's right. You said that you felt that he was always riding Aaron Rodgers, and now he's riding Dak Prescott. Like Dak Prescott ain't shit to ride.
Wait. I don't think very highly of Dak Prescott, but in the whole overview of the league, there's 32 starting quarterbacks. Where would you put Dak Prescott? He's top 15. He might be top 10. He's right there on the precipice. You can do a lot worse than Dak Prescott, is my point.
Absolutely. That doesn't mean that he's anything to ride, though.
You ride Dak Prescott and the rest of the talent on that roster, it can get you wins.
If 22 quarterbacks are easily replaceable, he's still a top 10 quarterback, and he's trash. Like that's okay also.
That's fine. But those other 22 quarterbacks are more trash.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that someone can ride it. All right. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. G is yawning.
Wait, real quick. Let me just add this too. He's been in a wide open NFC the last few years. That's why they got to the playoffs last year.
When's the last time McCarthy had the opportunity?
Listen. Even with Dak Prescott, if they're in the AFC, there's no chance they make the playoffs. They're in the NFC, bro. He can easily ride Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, Tony Pollard. He can ride the talent on that roster to pump up his record and make himself look great.
But they never really accomplished anything.
He never will.
I personally have a soft spot for Mike McCarthy because he was a coordinator for the 49ers in 2005, right? And we didn't do shit. Let me be very clear.
I know you did.
Don't see now.
No. It's nothing against the Niners. It's McCarthy's a bum.
Yeah, but like it's the way that you just said that shit, like the disrespect with it, right? Like when I say we didn't do shit to the 49ers standard, but that 1 year as an offensive coordinator landed him the head coaching job for the Packers for over a decade, right? So like we can't just bypass what I'm saying. So I do have a soft spot for him because that's where I know Mike McCarthy to be introduced.
In that decade, he rode Aaron Rodgers to one Super Bowl victory. Where you had Aaron Rodgers and you could only win one Lombardi.
Aaron Rodgers is widely known as a diva, and I'm not going to get into it.
I don't care. I don't care what you say about him off the field. On the field, he's been one of the best players of his generation.
You can be physically talented and not coachable at the same time, bro. We've seen it plenty of times. Don't do that.
I don't think that it's him not being coachable. I think that it's the coaching of everything else around him that fell.
You've seen him with two coaches his whole career. What are you talking about?
And they keep winning. He's the common denominator.
Well, we'll find out this season.
Everybody else is a scrub.
We'll find out this season if it was the quarterback or the coach or whatever the case may be.
Who started in the NFC North?
All right. It was a toss-up between Detroit and Minnesota. Minnesota's been disappointing in the postseason these last couple of seasons. I'm going to go with Detroit. I'm liking the underdog because Detroit been at the bottom along with the Bears for a while now in our division. I just heard yesterday that I think there's no more room for home games. The way to catch a Detroit Lion game this season will be on the road. That's kind of exciting. So I'm going to go with them. And the moniker that they had was 2 seasons ago, Cardiac Cats. They was kind of putting something in the works then.
Yo, stop.
I knew Jeff was going to respond. I knew he was going to say something.
Cut that bullshit out.
I like what I saw against Kansas City last night. And like I said, it's either Minnesota or Detroit. I like the little scrappiness that's going on.
Pick one and say it with your chest, G.
I said Detroit.
Are we on to me? I also pick Detroit for this division. I like Justin Fields, his development. I think he's got a hell of a weapon in DJ Moore. Sky's the limit there. DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman. They're gonna do well. Jordan Love is an unknown. We don't know what he's gonna do, what he's gonna look like. Minnesota, overrated.
So, in a little side, I am a Packers fan. My prediction for us in our division, we might finish right where we're at now, third. If we can finish third, as long as we don't finish behind the Bears.
All right, so this is going to be another clean sweep here. I won't belabor the moment, man, guys. I have Detroit winning this division. I like an underdog story, and I don't know the last time that I recall. I know Matthew Stafford made it to the postseason one time in his career. That was the last time that they were in the postseason.
Knocking on the door last year, but guess who cut them off?
But the NFL is a lot of fun when the Detroit Lions are a good team. There's certain throwback teams, right?
I don't even understand why, but yes.
Yeah, like the Raiders, the Browns, the Lions. Like there's some old school teams that just make the NFL feel good when they're good, when they're competitive, right? There a lot of the times teams that I hate, but the NFL just feels better when they're a storyline. Detroit is one of them. I'm going to go with Detroit. And I just want to let you guys know that I think the Green Bay Packers have the fourth best quarterback in that division now. Detroit over there with Jared Goff, Justin Fields, Jordan Love.
I respect that.
It ain't looking good for your boys, G. I'm sorry, man. I love you.
He got to show and prove. This is his first year, so I'm okay with that assessment of being the fourth best quarterback in that division.
All right. We go from G's division to Duck's division. Duck, you got to go last. You got to finish strong here. I'll go first here, then we'll go to G. We are in the NFC South with the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think this entire division is a fucking toss-up. I'm going to go with the best defense that I see on paper right now in this moment, and that's the New Orleans Saints. I have no faith in any of these offenses. I will say that my favorite quarterback throughout the entire division, and this is college only, but my favorite quarterback in this entire division is Kyle Trask, who is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But he's not even the starter over there. I'm making my decision strictly based off of who I think is going to have the best defense. Now, here's what's interesting. You can have the best defense and still be absolute trash because you get to play all of these teams twice. And because I don't believe in any of these quarterbacks in this division, one of them's a rookie. I'll give it to you, Duck. I know you guys have a rookie, and I do have higher hopes for him than I do anybody else.
Is it Riddler or whatever his name is in Atlanta? Isn't he kind of sort of a rookie?
No, he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. I understand what you're saying, but he's not a rookie. Okay. So I get what you're saying. He's inexperienced, but he's not a rookie. And so I'm just going to go with the Saints. I don't have a good reason why other than the defense. I think they have the best defense in the division, and that's what I got for you. G, what do you have for this terrible NFC?
Honestly, it was a toss-up between the talent on the offensive side for the Bucs or New Orleans, and honestly,
Let me just say this while you're thinking, right? Mike Evans' situation really scares the shit out of me. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think his mood, his demeanor can be all the difference between winning a division and losing it, right? I think the Buccaneers probably have the most talent on the offensive side of the ball of all the teams in this division. However, they're telling Mike Evans, we're not going to extend you no matter what you do. This is a 1,000-yard receiver every single season he's been in the NFL. Despite all the different quarterbacks you guys have run in and out here, I am a 1,000+ yard receiver, 6+ touchdown receiver every single year. And you're telling me that I'm not worth bringing back to this trash ass team? If his demeanor and mood gets down, I think it has a trickle down effect throughout the rest of the locker room. And so I think that Mike Evans can really, really be a detriment to this team. Not his fault. It's their fault. But, like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? You got nobody else to pay on this team.
even before Mike said all that, I was actually, as I was, we were leading up to that, my first thought was Saints for the win, and I think that's where I'm going to go towards the Saints. Because honestly, Baker Mayfield really only had that one good season in Cleveland. They was balling out. It was fun to watch.
Okay.
All right, Doug, this your moment, bro.
I'm trying to talk about my division. Okay. So, Saints went out, got themselves a shiny new toy in Derek Carr. And I've been watching Derek Carr for a long time. I used to room with my uncle who's a Ravens fan, so we watch Panthers games and Ravens games every single weekend. He's a serviceable quarterback, top half of the league, barely 15, 14, somewhere around there. If I had to rank him, he's not a top 10 quarterback. On paper, he is the best quarterback in this division currently. So with that, you probably want to go with New Orleans. Defensively, they probably have the most proven talent. I'm saying that, and I can only name Cam Jordan as the only starter that I can think of off the top of my head for their division. But Cam is a disruptor. It is what it is. I'm in for their roster. Tampa Bay and Atlanta, both. With Atlanta, let me say that Bijan, great new piece. Kyle Pitts, great new-ish piece. Drake London, I loved his game in college. So they got some horses offensively. Desmond Ridder is a slightly better version of Tony Pike, which most of y'all don't know who he is. It's a dude that preceded him in Cincinnati.
Desmond Ridder is Deshaun Kaiser all over again.
He's not as mobile, and I don't think his arm is as strong. Most people won't know who Tony Pike is. That's the comparison I make. He's just a shorter Tony Pike. That's it. But between the Bucs and the Falcons, I think the Bucs are deliberately in play for Caleb Williams or Drake May. I think the Falcons will quickly find themselves in play for Caleb Williams or Drake May. The Panthers are going to run away with this division. And by run away, 1 or 2 games rolling by. That's what I mean when I say run away. We got the rookie Bryce Young. The kid is cerebral. He processes all of it. The offensive line is going to protect him. We got Hayden Hurst, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark. We're going to run away with this. Ejiro Evero is going to coordinate that defense. We're the most talented defense. It will be proven throughout the season. We're going to hit top 10 on defense.
All right, so Duck is the first one to pick his team.
We'll be middle of the pack on offense, and that'll be enough with our defense. We got this. Panthers for sure.
All right, I'm curious to see if Mike is going to be biased and pick his team when we get to that division to win that division. I didn't choose my team. Duck chose his, so I'm curious to see where Mike is going to land at when we get to that division.
So what you're saying is you pussy and Duck not.
What you mean?
You was pussy. You ain't picked your team.
I'm a realist all day. Every day.
Wait. Because the last time that we got to see a quarterback sit on the bench for 3 years, he came out and turned out to be Aaron fucking Rodgers. And you don't have faith that Aaron Rodgers can mentor the next dude to do the same thing?
I'm not thinking right now. Not the first year. No, not the first year. I doubt
That's what I'm saying, though. Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers in his first year as a starter.
I don't know. I'm a realist.
Can
I'm not a
I
gambler.
ask y'all a question while we here? Let's just take a little caveat. Let's take a quick timeout. If Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers in his first year, why didn't they win more? Where are the rings? Where are the chips? Duck, give me what's up? I don't even want G's opinion because Duck seems to be convicted that Aaron Rodgers is that dude, and he wanted to blame Mike McCarthy for the bad coaching and all that shit. And what I'm saying is, I think McCarthy made the best of a worse situation. You're giving Aaron Rodgers all the credit. If he's so fucking good, where were the wins at?
Lack of coaching, and no quarterback can do it on their own in this league. Tom Brady is widely considered the greatest quarterback of all time.
And he did it on his own every fucking year with a bunch of nobodies.
No, the hell he didn't.
Fucking crazy.
He had arguably the greatest coach of all time, and they went out and got him. He lost.
No.
They had Chad Ochocinco. And that defense was stacked every year. And they were recording plays in signs They were cheating on top of it.
That's how you know Belichick is trash.
You gotta help the quarterback. However you do it, whatever. But they weren't helping the quarterback. I stand on that.
That's how you know Belichick is trash, because even with Tom Brady, he felt like he needed to cheat.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Because
number two,
that's how you support your quarterback.
Number two, and this is the biggest number of them all, you can't tell me a single player from New England that left and went anywhere and became even a fucking Pro Bowler. They were trash. Tom Brady elevated the play of all the players on that offense. They were good in winning Super Bowls because of Tom Brady, not because of Bill Belichick, not because of that bum-ass defense. It was because of Tom Brady.
I got one player I can name. I think
you can't name
Edelman when he went to Denver. Wasn't he?
He had one good year. Wes Welker, not as good anywhere else.
Edelman, Chandler Jones once he left?
Or was I thinking Wes?
No, because Chandler Jones, that was his second team going to New England. He was already in Arizona before.
Okay.
My bad, not Edelman.
So what I'm saying is, if all these guys were so good,
hey bro, scheme matters too. You can play a dude out of position.
The scheme was Tom Brady's scheme, bro. It was Tom Brady's scheme. See, and you know, a lot of times, all the time, I won't say a lot of times, coaches and quarterbacks get locked together, right? You think of Steve Young, you think of George Seifert, you think of Joe Montana, you think of Bill Walsh, right? Those were the head coaches tied to those guys. You think of Andy Reid and winning a Super Bowl, you think of Patrick Mahomes, right? You think of Sean Payton, you think of Drew Brees. You think of Tom Brady, you think of Bill Belichick. Those guys go hand in hand. Head coach and quarterback go hand in hand in the NFL. That's how it goes. Because if you got a good quarterback, you're going to win a lot of games, and that coach is going to stay in place.
Yeah.
You know, the only Super Bowl winning head coach that I don't think is tied and locked to a quarterback in the NFL? Mike Tomlin.
I knew you was going to say that. Because I was like,
you
left Tomlin and Big Ben out.
Exactly. Because Tomlin's been still winning seasons without Big Ben. Now, he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Has he even been back to the postseason without?
Yes.
Has he? Okay.
Oh, shit.
I don't think he's been back to the postseason without.
He hasn't. You're right.
But he has still been winning.
But he has found a way to separate himself from the Big Ben notion, because he lost with Big Ben 2 years here before
I hope
Ben.
he maintains that this year. I love Tomlin.
Right.
I hope he maintains that.
But my point is that for a large part throughout NFL history, coaches and quarterbacks are tied together, right? All I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy are tied together. Rodgers hasn't done shit without him. And a lot of people would say that the Shanahan offense is more effective, more efficient, and easier for a quarterback to operate in than what Mike McCarthy was running. And Aaron Rodgers won 13 games his first year in that system and 11 games the year after that. Not bad. You win 24 games in 2 years, you're a good fucking team. 24 out of 32 is a really, really good ratio.
Kurt's a great quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't done shit without Mike McCarthy.
And
you've
always
picked him.
Not be.
We were all right until we ran up against some MF and 49ers in two seasons in a row.
You know what my problem is with Aaron Rodgers is that it's not what I don't like about Aaron Rodgers, that he verbally blames everywhere else on the team. They didn't give me enough weapons. I didn't have enough defensive players. That's the part that I don't like. Just take onus, talk to your people, and let them go ahead and draft or trade for or sign whoever that they need to do.
Talk to them. They never listen.
Nah, that's not true. Aaron Rodgers had weapons every single year. Aaron Rodgers has always stop it. Aaron Rodgers has always.
Wait.
Yo, you about to make me go off, Duck.
Nah, because they drafted Jordan Love after they failed to reach was it the conference championship or the Super Bowl? Because of defense.
Nothing.
Because the defense failed.
That means nothing.
Okay. They looked at how that season ended and said, we need another quarterback.
That's not true. The Packers drafted a quarterback every other year. Not
in the first round.
So what? So
You're
what?
not in the first round, bro.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what their pass rushers were the year they drafted him?
Premium picks on premium assets.
They had 2 top 15 pass rushers, edge guys, the year that they drafted him. We don't need to go edge.
Wasn't enough.
It was Preston and Smith. What are you talking? Yo, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do this.
They didn't get to stop. It wasn't enough.
Before Mike's head explode, let's go ahead and get on the NFC West.
All right, Mike, you're gonna go last.
I hate the cushion that people give to Aaron Rodgers. I absolutely hate it. I've never heard a quarterback, one player, get so they blame it on coaching.
Okay, wait. I will give you a negative on Aaron Rodgers from my perspective when I watch him play. I don't think that he is aggressive enough from the standpoint of taking risks. Like I think he always takes the safe option. Whereas like sometimes force that ball down there. Like there are some times where he could do more. Whereas you had a dude downfield, but you were somewhat afraid to pull that trigger. You should have done that.
I mean, while I understand what you're saying, one of my favorite things about Aaron Rodgers is taking advantage of the false start or the offsides real quick, the free play.
I'm gonna miss that.
And on 4th downs, I love how they'll let him go for it because we're going to punt anyway, but it's got to be a shot down the field, and we can hope for a pass interference. Those are some of my favorite things about Aaron Rodgers. So it's kind of opposite of what you said there. But during the first 3 downs, I completely get what you're saying. Get what you're saying. So,
yeah.
All right. NFC West. Duck, you go first. Let me hear what you got. We all got the same team. We ain't got to beat around the bush here. Let's go.
Do we have the same team?
There's no team.
Are you sure?
Stop it. The Cardinals are tanking. Nobody believes in Geno Smith, and the Rams don't even know who the fuck their quarterback is.
Arizona is Tankathon 5000 right now. They clearly want Caleb Williams. They're moving on from Kyler Murray. Murray may not know that yet, but everybody else knows around the league and the Cardinals organization for sure. Because Murray wearing a crop top and nobody wants that in their building. LA Rams, they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl champion. Sean McVay is still a great coach. And Matthew Stafford is he's going to try to bounce back and prove that 1 year that he won it all was not a fluke and that he's not suddenly injury prone and soft and hurt. So they're gonna be more formidable this year than they were last year. Whether or not that's enough remains to be seen. Geno Smith is on his second act in his career. Which
I never thought I'd see.
He's showing the world this is what I could have been if the Jets had stuck with me just a little bit longer. That's Geno Smith. That's what he set out to do. He's out to show that last year was not a fluke. They paid him more lucrative contract than he ever got at any point in his career. Now you got the Niners. They were just having a quarterback competition. They said it wasn't for number 1 because they supposedly believe in Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. They just signed Sam Darnold to be their backup, and they shipped Trey Lance out, who they gave up all these picks for. A lot of picks. And do we know what those picks became? Tyreek Hill, the pass rusher from Denver that went to Miami. They've really they gave up a lot to get a dude that they only got a 4th round pick in return for. So, and people are starting to wonder, is Kyle Shanahan really all he's cracked up to be, or will he ever actually deliver? That's what people are wondering. This year they're going to prove that it is the year. The Niners are going to win this division. Brock Purdy is the true Mr. Irrelevant. You can get your quarterback anywhere. Kurt Warner was undrafted, so the last pick of the draft, he's got more merit than Kurt Warner. So it'll all work out. And Seattle will be a close second in this division. G?
You basically said what I was going to say. I got Frisco. They got the most talent on both sides. And my best friend is a freaking 49er fan. So, all you hear is 49er talk and all kind of other stuff. So, and I've watched them last year. So I was like, okay. And that's been the team that's been in the roadblock for us for the last couple seasons going to the Super Bowl. But I do have Seattle probably second in that division behind the 49ers.
Mike?
Kittle, Williams, that's Trent. Juice, that's Kyle Juszczyk. Warner, that's Fred Warner. CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Debo, Tyshawn Samuels. That's Debo's first name. That's Debo's first name is Tyshawn. Tyshawn is his real name. And Bosa. I just named 7 players to you guys. All 7 of those guys are top 5 paid in their position groups.
Just so you know, also, we can't see your face. I don't know if you know that.
It's okay. Y'all don't need to see me. Y'all need to hear me. The 49ers are the most stacked roster in the entire NFL. If Kyle Shanahan can't find a way to win this division, he should be fired this year. This is coming from the guy who has the 49ers tattooed on him. You don't have 7 players, all pros. You don't have 7 players, all top 5 highest paid at their positions. And you don't make the postseason. You don't win your division. You traded away the 3rd overall pick after just 4 games, after just 4 starts. I don't care what you thought of him when you drafted him. Whatever you think about Mr. Irrelevant has to be more. There are no excuses this season. Kyle Shanahan has to go out there and put his foot in the ass of the NFL with Mr. Irrelevant, and it's got to be phenomenal. The 49ers are winning this division. It's not even a close second. It's not a close second. Niners by 3 games.
Okay.
That's what I got for you guys. And guys, that's it. There are no more teams in the NFC. So, Duck, run down the playoff teams that we have winning.
That's what I was going to say. Are we predicting the last 3 wild card teams for each conference? Or
y'all want to do that?
I got my picks written down.
I have mine ready. I don't know if G is ready for it.
I'm not as extensive fan as you are. I'm gonna try my best. So let's get
So what you can do now is, G, right? I'll pull the divisions back up again, and I'll make them.
We might want to refresh G on who he picked.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll pull the divisions back up.
Division by division, we'll tell him who he picked to win, and then.
And what you can do is you pick 3 more teams from the conference, 3 more teams from the AFC,
yes.
any 3 teams from the AFC, and then any 3 teams from the NFC.
Gotcha.
And once you get those guys, you're good to go. All right. So I believe. All right. So here we go. AFC East, G pick 2.
AFC East, G picked the Jets.
Jets.
Yep. So you got the Jets. In the AFC North,
he needs to know. I was about to say he needs to know all 4 division winners that he picked first.
In the AFC North, I believe you picked.
And you said we
Ravens.
get 3. Oh well, definitely Bill's going to be in there. I don't even need to see the list to know that.
All right, so you got the Bills. I believe you picked the Ravens to win the North.
The Ravens in the North.
Who else is in that division?
Bengals, Browns, and Steelers.
Oh, Bengals.
Okay, you got one more wild card.
One more wild card spot.
I believe you picked the Jaguars in the South.
Yep.
Look at me, I'm good. Texans,
in the West, you pick Kansas City.
You picked the Chiefs in the West, but they got the Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers.
Let's go. Let's fill it out. I want to say the Browns because that's my dad's team, but I'm filling the Chargers.
I knew you was gonna say the Chargers. Oh, you picked the easy ones. I like it though. I like it, man. All right, so G's playoffs teams for the AFC are gonna be the Chiefs, Chargers, the Jaguars, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Jets, ladies and gentlemen. Those are G's 7 teams from the AFC. Let's see what 7 teams you have from the NFC. All right. NFC East. I don't remember who he picked. I think he picked the Eagles, but I could be wrong.
He picked the Eagles.
He did pick the NFC East. It was the Eagles. I was right there.
Let's see. There's another one in there somewhere. It depends on what kind of play we get in between either the Giants or the Cowboys.
No
There's
faith in the Commanders.
Second one in there. God.
Well, wait now. You don't have to pick one from their division. You can pick.
You know what? Let me swing back through. Let me swing back.
Yeah. All right, so in the NFC North, there's the Lions, Bears, Packers, and Vikings. I believe you picked the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he picked the Lions too?
We all went Lions.
We all went. In our division, I'm gonna go ahead and shock the world real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pick us as a wild card.
There you go. Put some faith in your team, boy. Let's go.
That's where my expectations are for the season. Wild card, by the way.
All right, and in the South, I believe I have no idea who they all trash.
Chiefs, right? No, that's West. Sorry.
Falcons, Panthers, Saints, or Bucks.
Oh, let's go to the West.
So in fairness, no, I will say, as a Panthers fan, as a fan of this division, the only team that's making it into the playoffs is the division winner. There's not a wild card out of the South.
I agree.
And as a Panthers fan, even if we lose, we're not making the playoffs. So.
I agree. Good call. So the NFC West.
And I still got 2 more picks, right? All right, so
yes.
I'm going to pick
I believe this was a clean sweep for the 49ers here. Yep. But you also have the Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks in that division.
Let's see what the Broncos. Let's see what the Broncos do. Let's put them in the.
Wait. Broncos are AFC.
It's a whole other conference.
Oh,
that's AFC.
Oh, my bad. Yep, you're right.
So you have to choose from. From Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Lions, Bears.
Let's go with.
I'm sorry, Bears, Packers, Vikings, Falcons, Panthers. Bucks.
I hate it because I'm so close to both of these teams because everybody's Cowboys, Giants, Eagles.
You got.
Let's see if Dak can finally get over the hump. Let's go with Dak.
Hey, in your defense, G, they've made the playoffs the last 2 seasons, so Cowboys are a safe pick.
Got one more team, G.
And I'm probably going to pick from Mike's division. Let's go with. I'm thinking the who is that? Cardinals, Seahawks.
Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks.
Oh, let's try the Seahawks. They was fun to see last year. Let's see if they could, get in there again.
So his wild card teams are the Cowboys, Packers, and the Seahawks.
Yep.
I like it, man. Those are good. Those are good wild card teams. And in the AFC, your wild card teams are even better. You had the Bills as a wild card team, the Bengals as a wild card team, and the Chargers as a wild card team.
The AFC is tough because the AFC is stacked.
It is. It's loaded. But they also going to beat the shit out of each other, and it might cause somebody to not make it. So I like that. I like it a lot, man. So you got really good your wild card teams are probably division winners for some other people. So those are very, very solid picks, G. Very solid picks. All right, Duck. You want me to go or you want to go?
It don't matter to me.
All right, I'll go. So I have the Jets winning the AFC West. I'm going to put the Bills in. I have the Ravens winning the AFC North, if I'm not mistaken. I will put the Steelers in. Yeah, fuck them Bengals. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The Bengals going to be my third team from the AFC. Nobody else is getting in. Sorry. Nobody else is getting in. You got that written down so I can move on?
Yep.
All right. In the NFC East, I had the Giants winning the division. I am going to give another spot to the Eagles. In the NFC North, I had the Lions winning. I'm going to give a spot to the Vikings. NFC South, I had the Saints winning. NFC West, I had the Niners winning. I do not have 2 teams coming from the NFC West. I do not have 2 teams coming from the NFC South. So I have to choose between one team, another team from the North, or another team from the East. And I don't think the East is that strong. So I am going to go. I got the Eagles, and I have the Giants, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Lions and the Vikings. I am going to go with the Packers as my third team from the NFC. I'm going to go with the Packers.
All All right. So for me in the AFC, I got the Ravens winning the North, the Jags winning the South, the Bills winning the East, and Kansas City winning the West. My wild card teams in no particular order. I got the Bengals, the Jets, and the Chargers. So, G, me and you have the same playoff teams in the AFC.
I think y'all have all 7 the same. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now I will say I originally had the Dolphins written here, and I crossed them out for the Chargers. And I struggled with Pittsburgh versus the Bengals. I just don't have faith in Pickens. Is that his name?
Can I tell you what made me pick the Steelers real quick?
Yeah.
You pointed out that McCarthy hasn't made the postseason since Ben Roethlisberger, and I think that going 8-9, 9-8, 8-8-1.
Tomlin.
What did I say?
McCarthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did mean to say Tomlin, but not making the playoffs that many years in a row. Yeah, it's enough. Like, you got to make it if you want to keep your job. And the Steelers are a patient organization, but not that patient. You got to make it.
They only have 3 head coaches. That's it.
So yeah, that lets you know.
In the NFC, but yes, I was on the fence about, because Steelers are basically my second team, so I love them. I love Tomlin. But NFC, I got the Lions winning the North, the Panthers winning the South, Eagles winning the East, Niners winning the West. I went, and this was tough because I think the NFC is wide open. I went with the Giants. I went with Seattle, but I was torn between them and Green Bay. And then, shocked the world, I chose Chicago.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were torn between Seattle and Green Bay, why didn't you have both?
Because honestly, I think I got Seattle written here last. Chicago, I got in the second spot. So it was literally like that was the last spot that I was juggling. And I had to decide. So I said that it was between Seattle and Green Bay, but really it probably came down to Green Bay and Chicago. Who do I trust more between Jordan Love and Justin Fields? Is really what it came down to for me. In fact, I scratched out Green Bay and went with Chicago.
Have you seen Chicago's schedule?
Not worried about the schedule. I'm just looking at what I think that roster can do.
Not worried about their
they're
schedule.
on the come up. I think the NFC is wide open. I think that leaves room for a surprise or two.
All right. Respect. You're not worried about the schedule.
And I don't their division, I'm not gonna say it's just as bad as the NFC South, but it's not much better, in my opinion. I think the Vikings are overrated. I think Green Bay is a complete toss-up, but at least so that's the thing. Between Green Bay and Chicago, at least we've seen Justin Fields on the field, right? He's progressed each year. I think year 3 will be another step forward. We don't know what Jordan Love is.
Okay.
Fair.
All right. I won't. Hey, listen, I won't touch on anything anymore. G, I know you have to get going soon. Can I ask y'all just 2 or 3 more questions?
No, I wanted to get into my topic that I sent you. So, what's the question?
All right, cool. What's the last live show that you guys went to and enjoyed? So, I don't do a lot of live shows. I've seen Cat Williams live. I went to a Murder Inc. concert before 50 Cent completely annihilated them. I was thoroughly entertained by that. I went to a Rough Rider show. I thought that was fucking terrible. Not that I didn't like the music, but the audio was just it was just mad live microphones and a bunch of niggas on stage yelling. I'm serious. It was the least enjoyable shit I've ever experienced in my life.
You think that the Rough Riders in the 90s and early 2000s, they had how many members?
Yeah, exactly.
And they probably gave everybody a mic.
Mm-hmm. It was terrible. But I want to ask you guys if you've gone to any live shows, if you've seen a play. I've seen before he blew up on the movie theater skit, I saw a couple of Tyler Perry plays live in person. I told you guys, I said it already, Cat Williams live in person when he came to, I believe it was still Sovereign Bank.
Let me interject there real quick, because I was invited to go to the Cat Williams show, but it turned out you had to be 21, and I was not yet 21. because it would be something like when y'all invited me, the assumption was, oh, you just got to be 18. I was like 19 or something, or 20 or something.
Right.
Like so,
yeah. So
I to this day wish I could have made it to that show.
it was phenomenal.
I love Cap. So
It was phenomenal.
Last live show, I don't even remember the guy's name. We just looked for something to do while we were in AC for our little honeymoon thing. He was in one of the Karate Kid movies, one of the lesser known actors, but he was pretty good. He was funny. Can't remember his name because again, it was just something we booked in addition to hey, let's see a show. He was good. This was this past January. Another live show was one of the I can't remember his name, Ryan. You probably seen him a lot on the internet doing a bunch of different skits. He was good too. We saw him at the Laugh Factory, and that was probably the last time.
Check you out going to the Laugh Factory on dates and shit, man. I'm so proud of you, G. Let's go, man. Let's go.
I don't remember the last live. I've been to my fair share though. So I know I seen Kevin Hart live before he got whacked. Like it was literally like his last tour that was worse. Whatever the one was with the Starbucks joke about how they make you order and all that. I went out to Pittsburgh and saw that. I've been to several Broadway plays in Philly with my sisters. Wicked was dope. Aladdin was incredible. The dude that played Genie stole the show. Matter of fact, his name is Michael J. Scott, which is like it's funny because it's like The Office Michael Scott. But that black dude, he was funny. It's probably one of the Broadway shows is the most recent. And then other than that, I've been to like some small local comedy shows. Those are always fun, like just seeing a comic that you've never heard of.
Nah, I'm good. Play a pimp. Appreciate it though.
So, but yeah, Mike.
I'm gonna say that the last live show that I saw that I really appreciated was the last one that I mentioned. It was the Tyler Perry play. It was just so well done, and when the cast went off script or messed up, watching how they all worked around it and with it was absolutely phenomenal. A little bit of improvisation there to bring it in and not make anyone feel awkward or anything, and you couldn't tell they were stumbling. But if you watch the ones that they sold, they sold the same play after the show was over from previous recordings. Watching how they mastered it and everything and worked with it, you could tell what they worked on, what they didn't work on, what the mess ups were. It was really good considering the size of the cast, how many people were involved, the even just the changing of each scene. When they black out, change the set around in the complete dark, and then bring in the new set. Everyone's dressed in wardrobe and ready to go. It was just really, really good. I think plays are some of my favorite things to see. When you can add music and comedy and everything to it with a lesson, a life lesson, just one of the best productions I've ever seen live in person. I think Tyler Perry plays are a million times better than any show he's ever produced. Tyler Perry shows should come off of TV. They should be.
Yeah.
They're terrible. They're fucking terrible.
His movies are worse. It's all that.
Yeah. He had a show on TV that my wife and I started watching. We didn't know it was a Tyler Perry show, and there were titties and everything in the first episode. And I'm like, who is taking this kind of low-hanging fruit? When shows give you that graphic pornography and all that stuff in the first episode, they're just trying to reel you in, right? I'm like, who is doing this? And then at the very end, we saw the credits. I saw his name. I was like, oh God. And it was like, I think it was called Ruth, or it was a show about some woman being like, it was stupid. It was fucking terrible. I think we watched 4 episodes and never watched another one. It was terrible, but his plays were A+, all of them.
Yeah, like even watching like the videos of his plays, they were good.
Significantly better than the actual movies that he put out. Yep.
I just remember the actual last live show that I went to. Every year out near where my little sister lives, Bethlehem, VA, is Music Fest. And it's like a week long, week and a half, something like that. I make it a point to get out there a day or two. I was just out there a couple weeks ago. It's always the beginning of August. So I was just out there and caught some of the live music. I couldn't tell you the artists. I couldn't tell you, even this year, I couldn't tell you any of the songs they played, but I enjoyed it. So
it's even better when you don't have expectations because you either like it or you don't, right? There's no secret behind any of it, you know. G, do you have any live shows coming up anytime soon that you're going to? It could even be a football game this year or something like that.
Nope. I am going to try to attend a basketball game in Philly. I am going to look on my list to see. I think the Green Bay is coming to New York. I think the Giants. I'm gonna try to catch one of the games that's local.
My dad is a season ticket holder for the Giants, so let me know.
Oh, now hit pops up.
There you go. I am going to a couple of games. The closest live event that I'm going to is in Atlantic City this month. Wu-Tang, my boy and I have tickets for a Wu-Tang show September 29th in Atlantic City. So
nice.
We will be out there. All right. Let's keep it moving though, guys. I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that really quick. G.
Yes, sir.
A couple of topics that you want us to get to here before we wrap this up. This one is very, very interesting. I'll get to this one because I know it's getting late. I know you said, Mike, I don't want to be on for 3 hours, man. So let's just freaking go.
Actually, yeah, Green Bay is going to be in New York on December 11th at 8.
Is it Giants or Jets?
It's the Giants, and it's a Monday night game.
Oh, he's not giving you prime time. He's taking his wife or me. Sorry. So, but I'll definitely talk to him and see what.
I can tell you that game going in right now. So.
Really, I'm interested. Good.
Oh, the Packers are gonna get smacked. Giants gonna be making a postseason push. I don't even know why they put that on prime time. That's
what day is that?
It's a Monday.
No, I'm sorry, not what day. What week is that? What's the date?
Is
it December?
I think it was 12/11.
Oh, it's December. It is December.
Yeah.
Oh, Duck might be right actually. So never mind. All right.
Yep. 12/11. Yep. So I heard about this. It was in another country though. So to see it actually being implemented here in the United States, and for those that can't see it. Texas drunk drivers will now pay child support to the parents of their victims. So, like I said, I heard about it in one of the countries, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I never thought of something like that. And then here we are with it now being implemented in Texas. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on, do you agree, disagree? Should we implement this, statewide?
You mean nationwide?
Can I go first?
I mean, yeah, nationwide, sorry.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever read in my entire life. When I read this, I thought I was drunk. Texas drunk drivers will now pay child support to the parents of their victims. So, Duck, never mind. Me, I'll use me.
I was about to say, I was going to use you.
Yeah, I'm drunk driving. I crash and I kill a kid. Why am I paying the parent for a kid they no longer have?
Oh, see, I read that backwards. See,
exactly.
What I read in another somebody, this must be a bad typo. To the parents of their victims.
I read it right.
No,
I'm trying to figure out.
When I read in another country, was if you killed the parents.
Right, then you're responsible for taking care of the kids. Yes. I get that. This shit is ass backwards. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Let me see if they cannot make the payments due to the custody of the parents. Yeah. See, I thought it was if you killed the parents, you're responsible for that kid.
If they cannot make the payments due to incarceration, the payments are expected to be made no later than 1 year anniversary of their release date. Bro, this shit says that you're paying the parents, and the parents shouldn't be getting any money if I kill your kid. I'm sorry. What the fuck is child support for a child that don't exist?
This is like it's weird because my interpretation is some sort of like it's insurance on your kid even if you don't have insurance on the kid.
No,
right.
See?
So then tell me I'm responsible for funeral costs. Don't tell me I'm responsible for child support.
Now, I will say in a related note, and I don't know if it's real, but I saw a YouTube short earlier this week which I don't know, it was like Tennessee, Missouri, some like southern or Midwest state, whatever. They were saying that women that get pregnant will not be able to collect child support from a dude that if he wasn't actually involved in their life, so like a one-night stand or something like that. And there was another stipulation, but like basically it was like a state is taking steps to prevent like just women that are just trying to get child support off of dudes. That was where my mind went when I read this, because this headline didn't make sense when I
reading it. I read it once, and my mind went to, you kill the parents, you're responsible for taking care of that kid. But reading this now for the second time, I'm like, I think somebody must have did a typo or something. This doesn't make sense. So you know what? Let's flip it to what I originally thought it was. If you kill the parents, you're responsible for child support for that kid. Good idea, bad idea. Thoughts on that?
Duck, go first.
Kill the parents responsible for. I like it. I like it. You kill the parents, you're responsible for child support, because what's the kid supposed to do? It's bad enough they're likely going to be exposed to the system. Like, not everybody's lucky enough to have a relative to be able to take them in. You don't know, unfortunately, not everybody has godparents. You don't know what the godparents are, if they even want to hold up to that commitment. Some people. What?
Texas is a fucking stupid state. Texas and Florida. Like, what are they thinking? Are they trying to outsmart everybody? Like, oh, we're gonna flip this shit around and really catch them off guard with this one. Like, what are they doing? I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off. It just irks me. I was in my thoughts so loud over here.
Well, no. Well, yeah, but so we're getting away from that headline and going to the other.
What I thought it was.
Right. I like it. Like, even if it's not like you're responsible for something, you should be like, you took that kid's parents away well before that ever should have happened. You should absolutely be on the hook for something to contribute to that kid's life as part of the punishment.
You know what I think they should do? Across the board, anywhere in the world, if you are a drunk driver, specifically with drunk driving, because vehicular manslaughter can happen by accident.
Yep.
Someone runs a red light, a water bottle rolls under your brakes and you can't slow down.
I've had something. I don't remember if it was a water bottle. I've had something go under my brakes while I was driving. That shit is terrifying.
It is. It's absolutely the moment you can't brake when you want to, it feels like a lifetime in that split second, and it is horrifying. I've been there. You guys know I drive for a living. Like, I'm on the road all the time. That said, drunk driving in particular is a choice. It is an option, and I have zero remorse for anybody. I think what the country should do, G, and this will answer your question, right? You take the average income per year for the country at the time of the accident, and whatever that child or that human's age is to the age of retirement, it should be how much you're responsible for. So, simple numbers. Let's just say it's $10,000 a year you earn as a working adult on average. And the retirement age is 60. You kill somebody at 50, you're responsible for 10 years of $10,000. It's $100,000. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the simplest way I can explain it. Now, obviously, people make. Duck thought the average was still $30,000 a year, and when we looked it up, it was like
a little 60 something.
Yeah, it's insane, right? But whatever the average is, not where it happens, but countrywide, whatever the average income is, and then the age to the age of retirement, that should be the amount that you're responsible for, in my opinion.
Now, will that go up as the average goes up, or it will just be what it was for that?
Absolutely. It's the time of the accident. So whatever the average is at the day of the accident is what you should be responsible for. Yep. Because you're cutting that life short.
And income. And God forbid if they don't have life insurance. So
exactly. That's what I think they should be responsible for. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Anybody else? That's it.
No, that's pretty much it. Because like I said, I misread the article. I thought it was the other way around. So just one of those.
You didn't tell us what you thought of the new way.
Yeah, because again, that's especially if you don't have any family, you could be a foreigner, small family on. Yeah. Plus, I think that would curb a lot of drunk driving. And now that weed is becoming legal slowly, state by state, that also curb people from getting behind the wheel under the influence of marijuana.
What other punishments do you think the country should implement? Have you ever just sat back and thought about, like, I bet if they did this when someone did that, then this wouldn't happen
First of
anymore?
all, one, I want to say they need to enforce the laws that we have on the books and start creating new ones that are just the same law.
Or stop creating loopholes for people to get out of the laws that they're breaking, right? Like, it's the problem is that there's so many, oh, you do X, the punishment is Y, but if you plead, you can get Z. Stop that shit. If they did it, they fucking did it. Just because you say, yeah, I did it, doesn't mean you should get off lighter. The punishment is already set.
So I forgot, right? Because we were talking about me when the very beginning, y'all, I saw it then. And this applies directly to what Mike was saying just now. I had court last week for when I was assaulted. And what it ended up being was we can't prove the assault, we can prove the harassment. So I saved myself by also filing, in addition to the assault, I filed that I was harassed as well. They were like, there's not enough here to prove the assault. Turns out for assault to be proven, you got to complain of injury. Doesn't matter if you were physically assaulted. If you weren't injured, they can't prove the assault. That is the bar that is set. Which sucks, but I know for next time, like, I've been watching enough football, basketball, should have known, fly. As soon as you do, fly. Ask for the ambulance. Yo, I think I'm concussed. I got back pain. I got neck pain. Just don't even matter. Just fly. I know for next time. But what it ended up being was we can prove the harassment. Instead of going through with a trial to do it, we'll give them get them to plead guilty, and it's a 6-month probationary dismissal. So basically, after 6 months, it gets dismissed. But it's their only bite at the apple, as they put it, where she's not gonna have a record for it, but she can't get off with that slap on the wrist anymore.
They stop saying she. They can't get off.
I'm sorry.
What I would like you to do is refer to the original police statement, because there's a confession in that original police statement.
Yeah, no, and I showed that to the prosecutor, and they were straight like, nope, not enough.
Wow.
It's fucking proof if they admit that they did it. What do you mean not enough?
I'm aware.
That's why.
And so here's the other thing, right? There's a lot to win in this case. The original prosecutor, very much against me from the beginning. You would have thought I was the one that committed the crime here, the way the first prosecutor was treating me. This was a new prosecutor. This prosecutor actually explained stuff to me. There was an option there wasn't an option, but there should have been an option for an ordinance. And this prosecutor explained to me, this judge is very by the book. If we don't have an ordinance that the actual crime falls under, then we can't do it. That particular township does not have a very standard ordinance that most townships have. So he was like, we can't even do an ordinance. It's not a legit option because there's nothing that blankets this under it. Okay, whatever. So that's how we got to this option. But the other part was he was like, oh, I would have subpoenaed the cop, because that was something else. I asked the original prosecutor, can we subpoena the cop? Because he straight said that she admitted it. Those were his exact
It's not the prosecutor's decision to subpoena anybody.
I understand. If I requested, the prosecutor should have done it. The original prosecutor said, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. Literally, her exact words. The prosecutor's exact words. And so I also asked this new prosecutor what happened to the previous one. He was like, she doesn't work here anymore. She's gone. And I didn't say anything, but all I was thinking was, yeah, that makes sense. She got no business doing this job, at least no more. I don't know how she was when she started 20 years ago. She got no business being in this role anymore.
Yeah.
The thing was, it was too late at this point. And because it's been 2 years, I will say I thought this court was very inefficient. Again, that last prosecutor kept pushing stuff off. There were things in this court in front of this judge that happened 4, 5, 6 months ago. I think the one thing they were like, yo, on I think it was March or April. It was like April of this year.
We don't need details.
The judge for something to happen in April, but it took my situation 2 years. You know what I mean? So the prosecutor was straight like, no, it's too late. Like, we can't delay again to try to subpoena the cop and get him here. I'm sorry.
Right.
And that's not his fault. That was the previous prosecutor that just straight decided not to do it.
The court systems are made to be manipulated, and that's
and
the problem,
honestly, man. If y'all haven't already, check out the show on Netflix called The Lincoln Lawyer. You get a bird's eye view of how the system works. I don't even call it the justice system. I call it the legal system, because all it does is upheld what is and what isn't legal. Not necessarily justice is obtained during that process.
Yep. Well said, man. Well said. Guys, I had a lot of fun. I know we went a lot longer than we wanted to, G. I'm sorry. I know you said, Mike, I don't want to be on for 2.5 hours. We did 2 hours and 17 minutes. It looks like we're going to finish up at we don't have to do any final thoughts. I want to thank you guys for doing the NFL season preview. G, I know you're an NBA guy. We will do the NBA if we're still broadcasting at that time. We'll try to do the same thing. You came in here and stepped into our realm. That's our comfort zone. You went in there and held your own too, man. Other than saying the Broncos when you mentioned NFC, you did all right, man.
I messed up. But, you know, I always attribute West teams with the, you know, so.
Yeah, no, but I was really proud of you.
Let me make 2 points. If and when we do this for the NBA, I will be completely lost. I won't have anything to go about.
Yeah.
I know also, and I want to say one of the early episodes, we said that we were all going to follow NHL this year. That'll be fun because none of us know a damn thing.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what?
We might as well just do it for all three. We're not going to do this for baseball.
Yo, let's put up like a little prize. The winner, whoever gets, you know, whoever picks the team that wins the most or something like that of that nature. Whoever gets correctly the teams that make it to the postseason. Whoever has the most teams in the postseason.
Does hockey even do wild cards? I don't even know.
We're going to find out.
We are not doing this right now. I have no idea what hockey looks like. The playoffs, let's set up wild card divisions. I have no idea what it looks like.
I can only name like 2 or 3 hockey teams. Yo, it's gonna be so bad when we do.
You got more. Are the Mighty Ducks still a team?
The Anaheim Ducks.
Are the Anaheim Ducks still a team?
I know the Devils. I know
the Flyers.
I can name a lot of teams.
Flyers, Rangers, Islanders, Hurricanes,
Rangers.
I know that there's the Florida Panthers.
That's
got a team. You said Flyers. That's
no.
The Maple Leafs. Or is that baseball?
Yes, that's Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
That sounds like a real team.
Wait.
We're doing this exercise. Do we even know the total number of teams in the NHL?
No, we're not doing this right now. We're getting out of here, guys. We're getting out of here. Do y'all want to do final thoughts? Y'all just want to go home?
No, let's just go home, man.
I'm good.
All right, man, guys. We had a really good time. I appreciate everybody out there who watched us this entire time. We had a solid number of viewers the entire time. So shout out to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. This one was a little bit more laid back. Normally there's actually more energy, better audio quality, and just more passion. So if you guys really enjoyed this one, you're gonna love everything else that we bring to you guys. We wanted to make sure that we brought this one to you guys before the NFL season started, so it felt a little bit more forced than what we normally do, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Pod About It podcast on YouTube. If you guys are seeing this on Patreon, you're at the Nothing But Niners Patreon. Please make sure you subscribe there as well. You guys will be able to see the 49ers games live every single week on the 49ers, on the Nothing But Niners Patreon page. No need to go out and buy the NFL package on YouTube. That shit is mad expensive. It's so expensive that they're offering $100 off for signing up with Verizon, right? Like, if you're offering $100 off, what is your actual package price, right? Just come on over to Nothing But Niners Patreon, NB9ERS. All right, we will see you guys soon. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much for checking us out. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.